Hey boys, it's a hot one today. Really don't know how long I'm gonna be on here for today. I was planning to get on at 6, but I realized that it was my duty to cook today, which means that I had to spend some time marinating this lamb, or getting this lamb ready to marinate, I should say. So, obviously, I'm a little bit later than I would like to be. Just a bit. But I'll wait till some people pop up in here. And then we'll get to talking. Get to talking. I don't know. I feel like y'all know my schedule like pretty well now. So I feel like a lot of y'all would have expected me to be here at some time on Monday, even if I was late. We'll see. We'll share. The moment you enter this chat, press the like button. Because why not? Somebody's in here. But yeah, I'll wait till some more people get up in here before I start talking about anything serious. Serious. Rolando, it's me. What's up, bro? How you doing today, man? I'm late because I was preparing some lamb chops. And I woke up from my nap at 6 o'clock. Rolando, it's me. Oh, I was like, what is that noise? It's my computer. Axel must have turned the volume on. I always keep the volume on mute. Alright, we're back to normal. Well, I heard what the AC sounds like, finally, from hearing my own voice. It says 5 people up in here. Nobody's even saying what's up. What's up? What y'all on, bro? What's up, bro? I'm not gonna forget about your boxing videos. I will definitely tell you. I watched them. I just watched your back work when I woke up from my nap, but I knew that I had to get that lamb ready. I knew that I had to click on this and try to get some time in before Axel gets home. So I was like, let me not rush to reply. So I'm gonna reply when I get off of here. I commented on your recent vid. It shows what is that supposed to say, bro? I was gonna try to make sense of it, but it didn't make sense to me. It showed, maybe it says it's supposed to say it showed up as bored guys. What's good, bro? Chilling, watching wrestling, and waiting for the missus to get off phone with her, bro. Hey, did you watch the fights this weekend? Boxing or UFC? Well, either one of y'all or anyone in here. If you watched any of the fights this weekend, let me know. We could talk about it. Some of the UFC I didn't watch because the Crawford Spence fight was my top priority, but I did watch a lot of it. But I always pick boxing over MMA. That was my YouTube name years ago before YouTube was owned by Google. I'm guessing. Are you saying you commented on my recent YouTube? Don't tell my mom I just ignored her call. I'm gonna call her back when I get off of here. I promise. Are you saying you comment on my most YouTube video, Instagram video? I don't know. I just woke up from a nap, so if you did it recently, I didn't see it anyways. Oh, the one on how I would learn Spanish again. Oh. All right, hold on. Let me look at my notifications. Aaron Brown. Gay Corporal. Oh yeah, I saw that. I think I replied, right? Oh yeah, I replied. So like right now, when I click on it, it says bored guys, but it didn't show up to me like that on my phone. Actually, it showed up just like it shows up in these lives. It shows me your full name. I didn't see the board guys until literally right now when I clicked on it. Went to my coach crib and watched boxing. Was only able to see Danair, Cruz, Spence Crawford. That's all you needed to see, bro. I was kind of hurt for my boy Nonito Donaire, man. Deep down, I knew Santiago was gonna beat him, but he's 40, and you know every fight is basically it's one fight away from being the end of the road for him. So I kind of wanted him to have a better showing just in case he decided to retire, and that was not a good fight. It was not a good fight at all. And I genuinely believe that he could have fought better. I don't think so. Like at first, I was like doing the typical like he's 40, bro. Like it's just downhill. But the more I thought about it, and then when he gave his speech at the end, and he's just like, you know what, like he basically landed a good left hook in the early fight, and he was just trying to bank on that. He was thinking like, when can I land this? And he basically just turned his output into zero. And yeah, I really felt like that. I really felt like that's what it was. It wasn't necessarily that he was old. It was literally a bad strategy, and it just happens to be that he's 40 years old. So we're like, he slowed down, but he was just fighting trash. Like early in the fight, man, he went straight down the pipe with a right, went to the body with the left hook, and it actually made Santiago drop his hands a little bit. And I just knew for like a fact in that moment, I'm like, bro, he's gonna keep throwing that right down the pipe, and then instead of going low, he's gonna come high and catch him clean. But he literally just stopped throwing right hands. He was literally just shooting the left hook out. I'm like, bro, this dude's like 25 years old. You're not about to hit him with no slow ass power hook. It's just not gonna happen. Not like that. So I mean, he landed a couple, but if you can see that shit coming, you can turn your head at the last second. So I was a little bit disappointed, man. Cruz, same kind of thing. Like bad strategy. Cruz is one of those guys, and I could link these together. There's certain fighters that can adapt, and that doesn't mean that you can't be great, but it does mean when you run into someone that can adapt that they're gonna whoop your ass. So Cruz wants this Gervonta Davis rematch so bad, and he gonna get his ass whooped, bro. Gervonta said he broke his left hand in that fight. So he didn't have his power hand, and he still beat him. Whether you want to say the scorecards were iffy or whatever, he still beat him. In another fight with his hand working, he'll smack the shit out of him, bro. This dude Cruz could not figure out another strategy for Cabrera, bro. Like he just kept throwing the same wide hooks, kept standing at the same range, standing like this, letting Cabrera do his, I don't know what kind of punching form Cabrera has, but he's like 6 foot, so he can do it if he wants to. But yeah, there was no adapting. Cruz kind of like had his mind set on throwing these wide hooks and like, yeah, eventually I'm gonna catch him and he's gonna fall. But it's like, bro, you don't smack like that, bro. Sometimes you gotta admit, like, yo, I don't hit as hard as I think. I need to change my strategy. Bridging that to Spence Crawford, phew, that is the definition of machine versus thinking. Errol Spence, don't get me wrong, I don't want to disrespect Errol Spence at all. Errol Spence is a great fighter. He's a legend. I still think like probably 9 out of 10 fighters that he fights, he'll wash them, bro, because he's such a machine. Especially if they're orthodox. But for someone like Crawford, bro, you cannot not think. And if you do not think, you'll have to be more physical than him. He took away. Let me tell you something. Let me back up a little bit. Everybody says the jab is the most important tool in boxing, and it is. Don't get me wrong, it is. But there's something. If you think of like PEMDAS, bro, there's something that's on the same level as a jab, and it's jab defense. Crawford has great jab defense. If you throw a jab, Crawford puts his hand up and he throws a jab with you. And Errol Spence could not adjust to that shit. And it just so happens that Errol Spence steps in real hard with his jabs. So he steps in and his head is over his feet. And so Crawford, he stuck his shit every time. He'll catch him. If you think about like, if you lean back and I punch you versus if you put your head forward, that shit's gonna hurt way more. So Errol Spence is lunging in and getting, but Crawford's putting his hand right here. So he's catching this shit. Even if it hits his face like this, he puts his hand right here. And he was faster than Spence. So his jab defense was amazing. And he took Spence's jab away, essentially. And when I say he took his jab away, it doesn't mean that he never jabbed again. It just meant like he literally had to think every time he was going to jab. How does Spence fight? Pop, pop, pop. And once he gets in, he starts hitting your body. So every time he wanted to do that, what do I do now? Then he just started throwing these long-ass overhand lefts from the craziest distance away. And it's like, bro, you're not hitting Crawford like that, bro. What are you doing? And so he couldn't adapt. He couldn't adjust to not being the faster, stronger guy. Like, sorry, bro, you need to come up with a new strategy. There was a moment in the second round, and I posted it on Twitter, but I don't think I posted anywhere else. And I can't post videos on here. But Spence does get in, and Crawford's like this. So he's got his elbow up. Spence's chest is right here. And he just takes his left glove and literally does this. And Spence's whole body lifts up off the ground, and he's going backwards so bad that he has to take like 3 or 4 steps backwards. From that moment, Spence was like, oh, this dude's stronger than me, like way stronger than me. And he relies on physicality. He doesn't rely on standing on the outside and picking you apart. He needs to be up in your chest, breaking your body down, trying to make you drop your hands, coming up top. I'm not going to say he doesn't hit hard, because someone's going to be like, well, why don't you get in there with him? But look at his fights, bro. Even the fights that get stopped, they're way later, bro. He breaks you down by throwing hella punches right up in your grill. And Crawford was not letting him get there. If he got there, he would push him away, or he would step to the side and push him. But he was not. He was like, bro, we're not about to clinch. I'm about to stand right in your face and pop you every time you try to come in. And to be honest, Spence just didn't know what to do. I didn't exactly hear what Derek James was telling him in the corner, but it either wasn't good advice or Spence wasn't listening, because the game plan never really changed. He just kept trying to do the same shit and getting his ass beat. Like, that was bad, bro. Like, I was going for Crawford. I said he was going to stop Spence before 10, so I called it because it was 1 round early. But I like Spence, bro. And I was getting sad watching that shit. I'm like, oh my God, bro. Like, it sucks because you don't want to give up on your fighter, bro. But 2 rounds before that, maybe 3. They could have thrown in the towel, bro. It's like, hey, you literally won the first round because Crawford was literally not punching. Like he was literally just like looking, okay, this is how you move. If you go back and watch it, I think Crawford threw 2 jabs the whole first minute. And for the whole round, he only threw 20 jabs and 1 left hand for that whole round. So that's the only reason Spence got that round. Every single round after he lost. In some rounds he got 7s because he got knocked down. You know what I mean? He got knocked down multiple times in a round. So like once you get past 6 and you really didn't win any rounds, and it's not like you're picking up momentum, like you're getting dogs. It sucks, but I would just be like, yo, instead of getting brain damage, let's take the L and throw in the towel, and let's see if we can come back with a better strategy, because you about to get fucking killed, bro. I was scared for him, bro. Like, when they started getting to the 9th, and he was just bop, bop, bop. Like, he wasn't even missing no punches, bro. Spence was just, like, flying around the ring. I was like, oh, my God, stop the fight, bro. Stop the fight. Look at this dude's face and his legs, bro. He's not going to win. There's no point in him fighting no more, bro. I hate seeing shit like that, because you don't know. Dude's already been in multiple car crashes. All his teeth are fake. You know he has brain damage. You don't know how that shit's going to affect him later, bro. Like, you just don't know, man. I just don't like seeing people take chances like that, bro. Like, I get it. Like, Warrior, it's a huge fight. You can't just be like, oh, we quit. But, bro, you got a rematch clause. If you really believe in your fighter, if you really believe in yourself, just be like, yo, you was beating my ass, bro. I'm going to have to come back in December and show you what's up. But, like, taking a beating like that, bro, you might not be able to fight at all in December, bro. I don't know what his recovery is going to look like. He was getting his shit pushed in, bro. God damn. So, yeah. I was expecting him to throw the towel in the 7th round. Yeah. No, facts, bro. It was legitimately sad, bro. Like, I'm a Texas boy, so of course I like Spence. I just knew that he had no chance of winning that fight. Like, that was bad, bro. Do you think Canelo would ever fight Crawford? Yeah, Canelo has an advantage there because they would have to fight at a pretty heavy weight. Crawford and Spence were going to move up to 154 after this anyways. But Canelo's been fighting at 168 and 175, bro. I actually can't think of the last time he fought at 160. If I had to guess, it's been a few years. And if I had to guess, he would not go down to 160. Which means Crawford would have to come up to 168. Or Canelo could be nice and say, I'll meet you at 164 or 165 or some shit like that. Either way, Crawford is fast and he's smart, man. But, like, as people could talk shit about Canelo if they want to, bro. That dude is still an excellent boxer. Like, I just think he's been bored recently. Like, literally, I think he's been bored. So, opposite to Spence, I think Canelo is so diverse that he can play around with different strategies. And like people have been mad recently because he's just been throwing like heavy shots. He hasn't been moving his head a lot. He hasn't been throwing like combinations like he used to when he was lighter. I was like, yeah, first of all, he's heavier, so that's not gonna happen. But second of all, bro, like in his last fight, he damn near won every single round. Like, why waste all your energy doing all this cool guy boxing stuff, like, when you could literally just do this and just, like, pop, pop. But, like, I think he's just like, bro, you fucking suck, bro. Like, give me a bigger challenge. And so I think people are going to be real confused when he whoops Charlo's ass and he's actually moving around and he's actually throwing combinations. Like, he's not going to just walk to Charlo like this because Charlo's going to be moving around. Charlo's not going to stand in front of him. So he's going to plan for that. But he's diverse enough to do that. I've seen him fight many different fights. So he's a good example of someone that will adapt after the Mayweather fight. The Mayweather fight, I don't think there's enough adapting you could do against Mayweather. After that fight, I think he did a pretty good job of adapting to all his opponents. kind of think he lost to Lara back in the day, but not really. I can see why people said he lost, but I'm like, whatever, close decision. And he didn't. I can't say he didn't do a great job of adapting. I think like his feet just ain't fast enough. Like Lara's good, bro. He really is. Speaking of which, he's about to fight Danny Garcia soon, so that's gonna be a good fight at 154. But yeah, man. I saw someone say on Twitter earlier, bad news, fight fans. Like after this week, after such a great week, like you're gonna be let down the rest of the year or something like that. And I'm like, man, y'all motherfuckers don't watch boxing, bro. Like y'all watch big events, but y'all don't watch boxing because Lara versus Danny Garcia is coming up. Oscar Valdez versus Navarrete, bro. That's gonna be a banger, regardless of who gets their ass whooped. Two tough ass Mexican dudes who don't take no for an answer and love to bang out, bro. That's gonna be a crazy one. Anthony Joshua versus Dylan White, the rematch. I think it was a horrible idea for Anthony Joshua to take that, but I hope he wins. Who else? Canelo versus Charlo. There's gonna be some other fights in between there too. Like more fights are gonna get made. So people acting like this was the end of the year for fighting. I'm like, bro, there's hella fights coming up, bro. Like people don't be watching boxing, man. Like, kind of sucks, man, because like people will watch boxing like once a month and they don't consider themselves casuals. And I'm not saying you are a casual just because you watch it once a month, but you consider yourself not a casual. And I'm just like, no, bro. Like, me and my best friend, like, we literally watch boxing every weekend. Like, I watch the undercards, bro. I watch the main event. Like, I'm not just like, oh, Oscar Valdez versus Navarrete. Okay, I'm gonna watch that whenever it comes on. Like, nah, that's a whole event to me. I'm gonna see new fighters on the undercard I never seen before. Yeah, like, you're gonna see lots of stuff. That's how I know about these fighters early, because I watch the undercards, bro. I'll tweet and I'll be like, yo, this kid, you gonna see this kid in a couple years, and this dude's good. Boots in this, bro. I'm not saying like I saw him before anyone else or anything, but people just now discovering Boots, bro. I was tweeting about Boots like 5 years ago, bro. I do think he's becoming a little overrated. I'm like, bro, you haven't proved yourself to be talking about beating Crawford or Spence. I'm not saying he can't do it, but people are talking like, oh, Crawford and Spence are scared of Ennis. I'm like, bro, they cleared out the fucking division, bro. They were fighting each other for undisputed. How you gonna say they're scared of Boots? Boots hasn't fought nobody, bro. No disrespect. No disrespect. He hasn't fought the caliber of opponents that Spence and Crawford have, is what I'm saying. But anyways, enough of that. Yo, Senor Temper. What's up, Planet Moolah? I'm definitely in the casual realm. I watch what's available and attempt to learn, and then watch YouTube fights. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I literally tweeted that earlier today, actually. I said something to the effect of, most people don't consider themselves casuals because casual has become like an insult. Like, oh, you're such a casual. But I'm like, bro, you have to be like, yeah, like you have to dedicate your whole weekends. Like, bro, my wife gets mad, bro. She'll be like, oh my God, you're watching boxing today, huh? And I'm like, yeah. So, like, it's not something that I would just expect everyone to be doing. I don't think it's bad to say you're a casual. But when casuals like try to throw casual at me as an insult, I'm like, are you serious, bro? Like, name the last fight you watched that wasn't a pay-per-view. Like, don't do that, bro. They'd be like, oh, this is such a casual take. I said Crawford was gonna beat Spence and they called me a casual. And I was like, what? What is going on right now, bro? I'm like, I was trying not to be disrespectful this whole lead up. But I really wanted to just tweet shit like, yo, if you think Spence is going to win, I think you might be stupid. Not even joking. But I was like, you know what? I can't do that, bro. Because if Crawford loses, like, they're going to run me off of the internet, bro. So I was just like, I just don't see how Spence is going to win. But hopefully it's a good fight. And then he got his ass whooped, and I was like, yeah. So this is what I was talking about. Like, what did y'all think he was gonna do exactly? I just didn't. I didn't understand what people saw, and I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I'm just like, I feel like if you watch both of them fight, you'll be like, ooh, I wouldn't take that fight, bro. And I think he made a mistake by taking it 5 years after they started talking about it, because Crawford had to move up to 147. So when he first started at 147, he was weighing in like 3-4 pounds light, bro. And he gave him 5 years to fill out the class and get super strong, and then chose to fight him. So his best chance was when he first moved up, to be honest. But, you know, it's the past now. What fight surprised you that you got wrong? In boxing or just period? Because I get MMA wrong definitely more than boxing. Just because MMA is a little bit harder to keep up with. And it's a lot more unpredictable. They lose a lot more. Boxers don't lose as often. It's kind of, because it's like one skill set, you're like, yeah, there's no way he's gonna win. With MMA, like, okay, for instance, this weekend, I was pretty sure Poirier was gonna whoop Gaethje's ass. I was pretty sure about that. I happened to be watching boxing because that was a super important fight. I got off and I started seeing these memes, and it's like Trevor Whitman talking to Justin. I know you never thrown a head kick, but just throw it. And I'm like, what the hell are they talking about? And I see Justin Gaethje knocked out Dustin Poirier with a head kick, and I'm like, bro, there's literally no way I could have predicted that, bro. Like, I've literally never even seen this dude throw a head kick before. Like, what the hell was that, bro? Like, so I got that one wrong this weekend. All my coworkers and shit, they're like, you're a fucking wizard. Who's gonna win between them? And I'm like, oh, easily Dustin Poirier. Like, he's just smarter. Wrong. But like I said, I can't think of the last boxing fight I got wrong. It's happened, but it's few and far in between. I would have more of a chance of getting it wrong if it's not a main event. So like undercard fighters or people taking their first big test, because that's the thing. You haven't actually seen them fight someone of this caliber. So it's kind of a guess. But once they fight elite competition, it's not so much guessing anymore as much as it is analyzing. Because you're like, bro, I've literally seen like the best they have to offer. Sometimes people look good against people that can't fight, and then they fight someone that can fight, and their whole attitude changes, and you're like, ooh, you're not the guy I thought you were. Because your confidence and your attitude is a part of fighting. You have to like think you can win. You have to react a certain way to harder punches and stuff like that. So this is a fighting heavy live stream. Lomachenko Haney. I would say, I can't say I got it wrong. I definitely told people I was rooting for Lomachenko, but I said the only way I thought he could win it was blank. I didn't say like, oh, Lomachenko's gonna win. Like when Teofimo Lopez fought Lomachenko, I was like, bro, Teofimo Lopez is gonna win, trust me. And like I had one of my online clients actually, he bet on that shit, and he gave me hella money because I won him some money. But Lomachenko Haney, I was like, I think Lomachenko can beat him if he does this, but he did not do what I thought he was gonna do. So I can say I kind of got that wrong. Do I think Prince Nassim is a something boxer? I don't know what it says because this emoji is covering it up. Hall of Fame boxer? Yeah. I don't know. Some people's names are a little bit bigger than the sport. I think he's one of those dudes, even if his resume doesn't say that he's like this, that, and the other. He's a legend. I'll put him in the Hall of Fame just for being Prince Nassim. I'm still taking my victory lap. Hey, me too, man. Yesterday I said I was gonna stop talking about it, but I woke up this morning and I was like, "Yeah, motherfuckers really thought Spence was gonna win, bro." The only reason I'm still talking about it is because people made it seem like you were crazy if you thought Crawford was gonna win. They was talking all kind of dirt on this man's name, bro. Like he hasn't fought nobody. He don't got no chin. He just be blah blah blah. And I'm just like, what fights do y'all be watching, bro? Like y'all gotta just be watching the highlights and seeing him get clipped. But I'm like, even in those fights where he's getting clipped, he's literally taking the punch so that he can roll with it and throw something back. He gets the knockout every time. So I'm like, they acting like he's like just getting dropped and getting up and cruising to a decision or something. I'm like, bro, all those punches that you see land on him, he's smacking them right afterwards. Same thing he did with Spence. In one of those last knockouts, he literally, well, first Spence he was throwing a left, and Crawford shot the uppercut, and then he just turned his cheek and let the left hit him because he wasn't worried about his power, bro. And he does that a lot because he's not a hoe. He's like, whatever, like I'll take this shot to land a harder shot. And people act like his defense was horrible because of that. I'm like, bro, he's a counter puncher. Like you have to throw a shot for him to get a shot off like that. It ain't like he's just sitting there just getting punched. Like I don't know what people were watching, man. Like, I genuinely don't know what people were watching. But, I mean, that shit speaks for itself, bro. They trying to come up with all kind of shit, saying he has something in his gloves, saying Spence has brain damage from before the fight. That motherfucker always slurred his speech. He always had those glassy eyes. And when people said that stuff before, they're like, that's just how he is. And he beat Sean Porter, he beat Danny Garcia, and they're like, see, that stuff don't matter. But now that he lost, it's like, I knew something was wrong with him. I knew it. Not the best way to look at it, but with Crawford Spence, I compare both of their Sean Porter fights. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. They always discredited all of his wins by saying, oh, well, Spence broke them first. Like, Kell Brook, Sean Porter, like, they say, like, oh, well, Triple G already broke Kell Brook's eye socket, bro. Sean Porter, well, Spence already took his willpower. He was ready to retire. He wasn't even trying to fight like that. And I'm like, bro, he fought the same damn way he always fights, bro. He just couldn't get it off because Crawford started dogging him at the end of the fight. Like, they made the right decision. People talked about his dad, bro, but I'm like, yo, you can see when it's about to start getting bad, bro. You can see when it's about to start getting bad. And you can see that shit with Errol rounds before he got stopped, bro. I was just like, I can't believe he walking back out here for another round. I mean, I know why he's doing it because he's a boxer. Like, you almost don't have a choice, bro. You can't just be sitting up in the corner and be like, this dude's too good, bro. I'm not fighting him. You literally have to wait for your corner to say it so that, like, at least you could go to the press conference and be like, man, I wanted to keep going, but my team or the ref or whatever said I couldn't. But his team, Derrick James, I get it. It's a big moment. You want to give him a chance, but, bro, he wasn't winning no rounds. There wasn't even no glimpses of him winning a round, bro. Like, it was at no moment besides the beginning of the first round did I think that he had a chance of winning. And in the beginning of the first round, it was literally just like, I got to wait to see, like, what it looks like when he jabs Crawford, what it looks like when they hit each other. But after after Crawford started popping his ass with the jab, I was like, oh, no. Like, he don't got no chance, bro. No chance. Crawford threw that motherfucker out of the clinch, bro. Like I said, he had him like this. He almost shot-putted that motherfucker out of the ring, bro. I was like, damn. I thought he was going to be stronger, but I didn't think it was going to be like that, bro. Like, he was really a lot stronger than Spence. I don't think Spence was planning for that, bro. They was banking on this whole, like, weight bully thing, like, oh man, I'm gonna take his soul, I'm gonna be up in his chest, he not gonna be able to get off. I'm like, I don't know, bro. he a little wiry dude, but he be wrestling, he be lifting weights. Like, I don't know, man. I probably would have challenged him to like a tug of war first or something. I've been like, let me see how strong you are real quick. They made a huge mistake with that one. But yeah, this is probably the longest we've talked about fighting on these live streams. I don't think we really ever talk about live streams. I mean, we don't ever talk about boxing on live streams. But that was just such a big fight. Like, obviously, we had to address it. Planet Moolah, how did the rest of your Spanish go today? Damn, it says 7 people are up in here right now, and y'all motherfuckers have not liked my video. That's insane, bro. That means you watching it. You just like, I just don't like this. Like, it means you just looking at me like, this dude's just kind of ugly, bro. I'm not hitting like on this, bro. I understand. I'll try to be less ugly next time, but it's my genetics, you know what I'm saying? Like, my perspectives, I appreciate it. And I'm like, pause. Thanks, bro. Big pause. I really don't think calling someone handsome is pause worthy, to be honest. But I'm super comfortable with myself, so that's just me. If I think someone's handsome, I'll be like, hey, it's a handsome dude. I ain't gonna be saying it too much, but if I have to say it, I won't hesitate. Your Spanish went well. Eventually, I'll need to retire the Duolingo, but for now, I'm enjoying learning new vocab. I'm not gonna say it. What did I think of Mike's new video? It's a good video. I think it's perfectly fine to quit learning a language. I told y'all before I started Portuguese and I was like, nah, I'm off it. I think I'm gonna pick it back up. But I just, like I said, I have to find a reason for wanting to speak it. Like I said, I don't learn languages just to be like, hey, I'm at a B2 level in this. Like, that doesn't do anything for me. So, like I said, I had lots of reasons to learn Spanish. I found it fun. I found it interesting. Even if I don't find it fun, it's very useful. So, I watch boxing. Lots of fighters are from Central or South America or Mexico or Spain. And I like watching their podcasts, bro. Like, if you only speak English, you can only watch American boxers, bro. Like, there's all these dudes in South America and Central America and Spain that have these dope podcasts and different perspectives and how they got into boxing and like what they think about certain things. But they don't do translations because, like, why? They're in South America. They're just like, yeah, like, my fans are in South America. Like, they're not famous enough to even have like a huge US fan base. So there's no like English translation button. So if you don't speak Spanish, you just don't get to watch the episode. When you get famous enough, but even like Topuria in the UFC, I watched his podcast. They don't have no translations, bro, because he's an emerging star. It's only when you get to like who's somebody like a Brandon Moreno, Alex Pereira, they have English at the bottom of their videos because it's like, bro, you're a star in the UFC. Like, people want to know what you're saying. So they just hire somebody to do it, right? But before that, bro, they're not paying for that shit, bro. They're just like, yo, whoever understands this understands it. So that's kind of the idea that got me into learning Portuguese, because I do watch MMA. Lots of those dudes are from Brazil. and I'm like, I kind of want to know what they're saying, bro. Like, I kind of want to watch their podcasts and stuff like that, see what they think about training, about daily life, about America. Because the other dudes besides like Pajeda, they don't put English on their shit, bro. And I'm like, damn, I want to know what he's saying. I be in the comments like, hey, what did he say right here? And like random people will reply to me like, he basically said this. But I'm still like, I don't even know if that's a good translation, bro, because I don't speak the language. So, and like now that I'm on the other side of it with Spanish, I'm like, man, this sucks for those people. I always see these TikToks. Like I saw this TikTok last night. It was these like little kids like roasting each other, and it was like the emotions themselves were funny because it's like a little girl like "Que se siente?" and like just roasting each other, and there were just hella English speakers in the comments like, "Yo, I know she's going in on this girl. What is she saying? What is she saying?" And I was like, "Damn, that sucks, bro." Because like this shit's funny. But when you start typing the translation, you like, this shit not funny in English, bro. Like, without the cultural context, without, like, everything that goes into it, like, even just the translation themselves, I'm like, literally the translation is taking the humor out of this shit, bro. Like, this word in English it don't carry the same humor. There's like no good way to describe it. I used to think people was bullshitting when they said that. I'm like, bro, just say you don't want to translate for me. Don't lie. Don't act like it's not funny. But now I'm like, I get it, bro. Like this shit does not carry the same. These two words, even though this might be a perfect translation, it literally doesn't carry the same humor because the word is not funny in English. I'm like, I don't know how to explain it to you to make it funny. I can explain it to you and you would understand it, but you would just be like, how's that funny? And I'll be like, you would have to know to think it's funny. I remember when I first started learning Spanish, the channel Why Not Spanish was a Colombian lady. She was saying she would go to American comedy shows, and she's fluent in English. And she'd be like, that shit's just not funny to me, bro. It's just not. She's like, we got different cultures. She was like, I'll understand every single thing they're saying, and the cultural references are just not funny to me. And I'm like, that's fair. It's fair. Like I said, now I'm on the other side of it. Sometimes I'm like sometimes Will sends me videos and I'm like, there's no way you think this shit's funny, bro. But he does. He does. Some say not to look at grammar when starting out a language. Some say to look at grammar first. I stand on not looking at grammar at all. I think that looking at grammar is only going to mess your head up because it starts becoming a conscious process. So, for example, like no one, like I'm gonna use people that don't know. I'm gonna use people that don't know Spanish at all. No one thinks like, what does hola mean? They're just like, hola, hola. They just know what it means because they've heard it so much in context. They're like, this has to be a greeting, right? They don't even have to think about it. Or like when they say like, gracias, like they don't have to think like, what's the word for thanks? They just know from hearing it so much, seeing it in so much context, right? But then once I tell you, hey, this is a different way that you could say thank you, like here's the grammar for it. Make sure you say it like this. When you want to say it, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, that word for thank you was this, and I pronounce it like this. That whole process right there, like you already just slowed yourself down. You started thinking about it. You made yourself nervous. It's not something that you're just shooting off. If you listen to kids, bro, they're hella fluent. 5 years old. Even if they're saying a lot of shit wrong, they're literally not even thinking about what they're saying. They're just like, Mom, I was in my room and I saw a spider and I got scared and then I jumped on the bed, but I got bored and so I went to sleep. So like, like as an adult, I'll be like, bro, if you said that to me as an adult, I'll be like, I don't care, bro. Don't talk nonsense to me. But kids are just practicing speaking. Like all day, they're just saying the most random shit, bro. And so I'll be sending actually these TikToks to these little kids. I'm like, yo, this kid's like 4 years old. How is he talking so fluently? They talk all day, bro. They don't have no grammar books. Their parents are correcting them if they say something super wrong. But for the most part, they're just listening and just like being parrots of their parents, right? You don't give a 3-year-old a grammar book, bro. They just learn through context. So, perfect example of this. Actually, it's not gonna be funny. You have to see the video, and it's probably not even gonna make sense. But I sent actually this video last night of this mom with her baby, and the baby is like drinking some coffee. Uh, and like it was like a good example of like how kids don't have like full understanding. They kind of just know certain things intuitively, and they kind of figure things out along the way. But she's just like, ¿Qué estás tomando? And the baby's just like, sí. And she's like, ¿Qué estás tomando? And the baby's like, sí, mamá. And she's like, no, ¿qué estás tomando? And the baby's like, sí. Because like in his head, like he's just like, yes, I am drinking. But like he hasn't 100% picked up on the fact that intonation makes a question in Spanish. So in his head, he's just like, yeah, why are you telling me that I'm drinking? I know I'm drinking. Like, yes, mom, I am drinking. And over time, like more situations like that will happen, and he'll be like, oh, you're asking me if I'm drinking. Oh, well, or you're asking me what am I drinking? I should say, what am I drinking? And he'll answer. But like, you don't need a grammar lesson for that. You don't need to be like, oh, well, que in Spanish can mean what, and it can also mean that, and it can also mean this, and it's also a connector. You don't have to tell a kid all of this stuff. You talk to them, you use hand motions, and like over time they get better at the context and get better at speaking. So it's the same thing for adults. You do have an advantage because you have a higher capacity because you already know a language, right? So like you could learn some grammar today, whereas like I don't think a 3-year-old kid would get anything from a grammar lesson. But like I said, I think that grammar will actually mess you up more than it'll help you in the beginning. Like a lot of stuff I learned from Will, that's why I got like so like into the process, because a lot of stuff I learned from Will, I didn't learn it in our like classes when we first started. It was literally from him asking me questions or answering my questions. I'm like, ooh, I like the way that sounds. I'm gonna start replying to shit like that. Or like stuff would happen, like the call would drop, and you know, ¿por qué me colgaste? Like when I didn't know what that meant, I would just be like, ¿por qué me colgaste? I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? But then like once you start figuring stuff out, I'm like, oh, okay, like they use colgar like this. Like, okay, now like literally just from the call dropping and him saying that to me, I picked up a new phrase. I don't have to go on Duolingo and just be like, to hang up is this. Oh, to hang up clothes physically means this, but also to hang up a phone, you could say, I don't have to do that. Like I literally learned all of that in like 5 seconds from our call dropping and him calling me back and asking me why I hung up on him. Stuff like that. So I still to this day like don't use grammar books. What I will do is if I have a doubt, as you would say in Spanish, I will go to La RAI and I will start looking up like, am I allowed to say this? Am I saying this wrong? You know, something like that. Or like, what's the rule about this? How can I do this or not? But for the most part, no. You're the type of learner that doesn't write anything down. No notes. In languages, yes. I would, when I first started, when I was doing Duolingo and stuff, bro, I might in my phone, I might still have the list in my notes. I was doing like vocabulary words like every day, all kind of stuff like that. And I wasn't learning shit, bro. I'm not gonna say I wasn't learning, but it wasn't good. Like I couldn't have conversations and shit. It wasn't until I stopped and started talking that that things went better. What's up, bud?
Hello, world.
I'm gonna put the lamp in this thing. I sprained my ankle today.
So, yeah. Oh, you did? Oof. Ouch. Guess what, y'all? So, I missed the memo today. In class, it was Barbie day. Barbie party. and I missed it. But my Barbie instincts were tingling, and I still wore pink. And a pink sports bra, I guess. Hey, Missy Fair, let's go. That's me. Well, ex Missy Fair. How'd you know that, Planet Moolah? You follow me? Shit, what's your name? I need to follow you back. I'm. If you follow me. Unless. Did I say that last time? Sorry if. I'm gonna just wait to see what you're saying back before I start saying a whole bunch of random shit. Planet Moolah, you changed your photo. What is it? What's up, D-Bay?
Oxy can tell y'all about the difference between when I used to use Duolingo and shit and when I started talking. She was there, she knows.
We're talking about Duolingo.
Not necessarily, but just the process of learning and should you write stuff down and blah blah blah.
Oh. Yeah, Jalen used to be trash at Spanish. So, yeah, Duolingo didn't do any good for him. He used to not know how to speak in sentences. He knew words. And so that was good. But, yeah, ultimately speaking with Will and having someone to engage with frequently was the best things for him. What's going on? Yeah, I stopped Duolingo and just been watching interviews of rappers and boxers. Yeah. Me and Jalen used to watch a whole bunch of novelas or like soap operas during quarantine. It was like we used to have like the subtitles in Spanish. No. We used to have it in Spanish with subtitles in English. And then Jalen doesn't need subtitles anymore, and that's super cool. I still like subtitles because I just like learning how the words are spelled. So there's that. Were there any perks to being Miss Seafair free trips? First off, I got $8,000 in scholarship money, so that was dope. So that was like the main thing. And then I got to go to a lot of festivals. I was like the guest of honor. Was in a lot of parades. Went to a lot of galas. That was a lot of fun, not gonna lie. So we did that. My most favorite memory of Seafair, I would say, was, besides winning, I think, what is my favorite memory? Oh, I got to meet Richard Sherman. So, if you guys know who that is, I hope you guys know who it is. The Seahawks player. Yeah. Recommendations on shows or movies. So I love novelas. So there's La Reina del Sur, the Queen of the South, but you have to do the one in Spanish because the one in English is really whack. But the one in Spanish is a lot better. A better recommendation?
A better explanation.
Of La Reina del Sur?
Nah, listen.
Okay, I guess not, y'all.
Let me tell y'all something. So,
Oh, look at Neko.
when you think about something being in English, you're like, oh, it's the same show, but in English. Like, no, that shit's different, bro. My best friend watched it in English, and he was telling us, oh, I love that show. I seen that show, blah, blah. And I was like, when we started watching it and we finished it with the first season, I was like, what about that part when this? And I'm like, what did they even say in English, bro? Because, like, I don't understand how they did, like, a Russian speaking Spanish in English. And he's like, what Russian? And I'm like, what do you mean, what Russian? Like, he's a main character, bro. And, like, it's a totally different show. Like, they're in America and shit, bro. Like, nah, don't pick the English version. Even if you put it in English, pick the Spanish version and put the Spanish version in English. But don't watch the English version.
La Reina del Sur es Camila la Tejana. No. What's her name?
Teresa Mendoza?
No, her real name.
What?
In real life. Teresa Mendoza's real name in real life.
Oh, damn. I forgot. She's the one that was like cool with El Chapo. She wasn't really cool with him, but she was like, he wanted to meet her and shit. She's like an old time star. I can't think of her name.
Where's my,
it's like
my phone?
Kate.
Kai del Castillo?
Something like that. Yeah.
I'll pull my phone out at some point and get it, so y'all get the same one. And like, one thing about Latin shows, I'm gonna tell y'all, there's like 60 episodes per one season. Like, so you really gotta commit to it. And I will say, like, the first 15, 20 episodes are them laying the foundation. So it's kind of boring or it'll feel kind of dumb, but just trust the process and it's worth it. So, yeah. Yes, I'm a big Seahawks fan. Been a big Seahawks fan forever. My favorite player of all time. I'm not going to do current because the current team, I'm not a huge fan of their current team. But I'll say of all time, I was going to say Sean Alexander. Okay, your sidekick, Planet
That dude was
Moolah.
kind of whack. He was a good running back on Madden, but I heard he was whack in real life. I can't remember what it was.
Well, because he's super Christian.
He waited till marriage to be it. Oh, that's what it was.
No, he waited till marriage to even kiss his wife. I read his book. I thought it was just cute. So, no, I thought he was a cool dude.
Nah, I respect it.
Super Christian is hilarious. He is super Christian.
Bro, waiting until marriage to kiss somebody is very Christian.
It's super Christian.
That's
it's not just Christian. You were forced to read the book when it came out.
How were you forced to read it?
Who
I'm guessing
forced
you were in a church school.
Russell Wilson, also super Christian. Now he fake Christian. He got divorced. No, I'm just joking.
He's like half Christian. My mom was like, be like him.
I remember when I read that part of the book, I was like, wow, maybe I can wait. Strong.
We do not want to hear that.
Well, I obviously didn't wait to kiss you, is what I'm saying.
Wow, that's crazy.
What?
She didn't wait to kiss me, y'all.
I didn't.
That's insane. I waited. Oh, my mom
You're
texted
stupid. You're so dumb. That was crazy. Wow. Corny. Be corny like it. Locked up memories. Corny.
The fact that you couldn't read it.
I just wrote, don't be corny like him. Unlocked a memory. Sherman got into some domestic issues. I heard something along those lines, but I don't remember really. I thought someone like broke into his house or something, and then that's when all the issues started. I honestly don't remember. Richard Sherman? I don't know. I'd have to Google it, but it didn't really make. I don't know. I'd have to see it again. Marshawn Lynch was. Oh yeah, Marshawn Lynch was cool, cause he's just a real person. He's funny as hell. I met his mom when I was Miss Fair. And Richard Sherman's mom.
At the airport or something?
No, I met Sierra at the Seahawks training camp. And when I say met her, it was literally like, hi Sierra, hi girl, and that was literally the whole interaction. So yeah. I don't think he's Christian, though. LOL. You don't think Russell Wilson's Christian?
Is that Rolando?
That is Planet Moolah. I was going to say, you can't say Sean Alexander's not Christian because he waited to kiss his wife, so. Out the window. But if you're talking about Russell Wilson, I mean, meh. The way Dwayne Haskins died still gets me. I don't even know who that is. Is it Dwayne Haskins or Hoskins?
Oh, yeah.
Don't know who that is. Can't have an opinion. Lynch. Oh, you don't think Lynch is Christian? I don't know. Maybe he's just like a non-practicing Christian. Like, you know how everyone says they're Christian, but they don't really like practice it. I don't know. Let's see your biceps. That'll be $20. No bicep shots for free. That would depend on how you identify a Christian person. You're right. I'm not the one all be all, so you get to identify as whatever you want to, especially in 2023. All right, I'll give you that. My biceps aren't as big as they used to be, but okay. La 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 la. You make videos, Axa? No, I do not make videos. I make dinner. No, I'm just kidding. I just not involved like social media as much as I used to be. There was a point in time where I would be like posting all the freaking time. It was because of my job. I used to be like this wrestling ambassador for women's wrestling, and so I would like vlog, not really vlog, but I would always record my trips, and everyone always wanted to see what was going on. Excuse you, OnlyFans. No, sir. No, sir. Someone said OnlyFans videos. Is that money? You did post those the money. That's kind of funny.
I'm just the icon living.
Where's that? Icon 2020. Who are you? I've never seen you. Are you new?
None of us know. He pops in every once in a while. And I said some random stuff, and I'm like, "Who are you?" And then he don't talk to me.
Who are you? What is your identity? These days, everyone is going OnlyFans. It's true. I wish I could do it.
Honestly, there's not enough
I wish.
money in that, and you just end up with shame.
Really?
Like, damn,
I
I'm
guess.
broke.
I mean, but if you make it, you make it.
No, because it's just like drugs. It's always a step up. You have to do more to keep people on there.
Oh,
it's
really?
It's like content creation too. That's why I never do no crazy shit. I'm like, bro, y'all watch me or y'all don't. But I'm not about to do no crazy shit to get y'all or to keep y'all. Because then you're going to be like, now I need to see this.
Nobody asked you to do crazy shit.
Huh?
Nobody asked you to do crazy shit.
Because they know I won't do it. These motherfuckers could say, I'll send you $1,000 and
for
do
what?
this. I'll be like,
Oh.
no. I know.
We're making a lamb and potatoes for dinner.
Economy's bad.
Economy is bad.
It is. That's why we deucing out. Peace. Chunk
What's
up
the worst
deuce.
job you ever had, Axe? Oof. So, I had this really terrible job working at a gym. I won't say what gym. What is your problem? God. Well, if you heard it, you heard it. I'm not going to repeat it. My boss was just a rude individual. Like, we used to have these Tuesday meetings where he would preach to us for 2 hours straight about how we needed to like hit goal, like to sell memberships. And our membership, like our gym was cool, like the equipment, but you had to be like a gymster person. You wouldn't have like regular ass people coming in. Anyway, so he would just tell us like we had to work. If my schedule for that day was, let's say 9 to 1, and then I had to come back and come from like 5 to 9. Like it was like a split day. And then some days he'd be like, hey, I need you to stay from the 1 to 5 whenever my break was. And I was like, bro, I already have stuff planned. And he'd be like, sorry, you have to just do it. And at the time, I would just be like, damn, I got to do this. Like now, I just couldn't imagine my boss telling me like, hey, you have to stay here an extra 4 hours. because that shit's fucking wild. But me being hella young at the time and just like being like, whatever, I would listen, but that shit would piss me off. And I remember always like breaking down and crying. And being like, I hate this job. And then, so there was that. And then there was the aspect of it was low pay. It was working a ton of hours. Every night, say we had to sell at least 8 memberships a day. And if we didn't sell 8 memberships, we used to have to call our boss and tell him, hey, we only sold 6. And then he would literally just like bitch at us for like 20, 30 minutes, like just being like, what the hell do I pay you for? What are you guys here for? I'm wasting my money. You're a bill. And like, I'm a bill for working for his company. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, it was just terrible. And then I had to drive like 45 minutes to go to like for this minimum ass wage job. And then and then there was like no showers either. So we would like I would have to teach this wrestling class and not be able to shower. Like it was just gross, and it was just like terrible work conditions. The gym is a lot better now because it's like newer and it's a real gym. At the time it was like a pre-sale location. But yeah, it was a really terrible experience. I hope no one from that gym that I like sees this video, but the truth comes out. I loved my coworkers. They 100% made it worth it. But yeah. What's the worst job? Yeah, so I would say that's the worst job. A few years ago you could make mad money. Sadly, not much. No need to go home. Yeah, literally, he'd be like, why the fuck do you want to go home? Why don't you want to make money? And I remember one of the times, he would always tell us, he's just like, you want to spend as many hours, you got to work like 60 hours a week to like make your dreams come true. And he's like, I work 60, 70 hours a week and only spent Sunday with my kids, and look at them now, they love me. And this was like one of the fucking saddest stories I ever heard. But then like I remember one time his dad, his son was my coworker, and one time we just had like a hard day at work, and he tells us, and his son says, he's like, you know how my dad says you work 60, 70 hours a week and then you pay your dream comes true and your kids love you? And he's like, yeah, I don't agree with that. And then me and my other coworker were just like, damn. And like for me, that's when it registered, because like a part of me, like, you know, when you hear something so long, you start to believe it, you know. And I was surrounded by all those people who believed it, so I started to believe it. And then when the person's son was like, yeah, like that's not true, I was just like, it registered to me that it's like, no, like you gotta spend time with your family, your kids, your significant others, if you really want them to be happy and for them to love you. Because his son was 30 years old and he still resents him for his childhood. And that to me is really fucking sad. So.
Tell them about the dream that they promised you.
Which dream? There's like so many letdowns.
If you work there long enough, or like if you get so many sales for so many months in a row.
So there was this thing called the earnout. I think that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
If we sold like X amount of memberships for 5 years, we would have like 5% part ownership into the gym. And that was ultimately why I stayed, because I was like, oh, okay, I could have like part ownership in part of the gym, and it's at the beginning, so that would be worth it, because then like whatever income comes from the gym, like I'll own 5% of it. So that was ultimately why I stayed. So trash. But the reason I even got involved was because they told me I was going to be like the women's wrestling coach of a program there. And then that never happened, which I was like, bro, the whole reason I signed up to work here was to be a wrestling coach. And then I ended up just being like a salesperson for the gym. So I was like, thanks for fooling me. But it's okay. I like the people, most of the people there. I'll say most. And yeah. So, but yeah. Sales jobs do fucking suck. It's so high stress, and it's just like you gotta hit certain numbers every fucking day, or else you get bitched at. especially if it's commission only. At least if there's like a base pay, you get your base, but a lot of jobs are commission only. Yeah, no, not for me. But I might get dragged into it if I have to. I will say, if the conditions are right. You're right. Nobody wants to fucking hear your sales pitch. And I just felt so bad because, like, I just be like, I felt so fake selling these, like, because there's different tiers. And they'd be like family memberships and shit. And then people would be like, well, I only make this much money. And I'd be like, he's like, this is going to make my account go to like $12. And I was like, don't do it. What the fuck? I was just like, why are you here in front of me? If this membership is going to make you go to $12 or put you in the negatives, you should not be here. Like, I should not be selling this. But they would promote that. They'd be like, nah, you're saving their lives. They need this. They need this health bullshit. And I remember just struggling so hard with that concept. Like, and then what else they would do is like, hey, I get paid on the 15th. What if you just charge my account on the 15th? And I'm just like, okay, I can see that. But like, no, like it was most of the time they just didn't have the money. And then one of the worst stories I ever heard or experiences I had was this one person wanted to buy a personal training package, but he didn't know how much it was going to be. And then it was like $400. And then the guy's card declined. And I was like, oh, hey, sorry. I was like, your card declined. I don't know if there's something wrong. He's like, oh, no, just run it again. There's 100% money there. Like, I don't know why it's not working. And then it declined. And then I was like, he's like, hey, he's like, let me call the banking company tomorrow when it's open. And then I was like, okay, that's fine. And then he called and he texted me later that night and he's just like, hey, I just didn't have the money, but I didn't want to say no in front of like everyone because there was like 15 people there. And I'm just like, bro, if like you're feeling pressure to buy a $400 package and you don't have the money and you're too embarrassed to say no, like, I don't know, that's just so fucked up to me. Like, people should have way more autonomy over their money and not feel pressure to buy shit they can't afford. So you would break down at the end of the shift. There were a few times I broke down during, I couldn't even make it to the end. I'd fucking break down in a corner in the back. You know those memes where it's like when you have a coworker and it's like, and this is where we cry. Like, yeah, that was me. I had a specific corner where I cried. And it was terrible. Fucking hated it. Hated it. Luckily, I left. You want to know the only reason I fucking left, y'all? Because of fucking COVID. COVID, man. COVID was a terrible time for some people. But I have to say, it was a really good time for me. I hate to say it because so many people suffered. But for me, man, that break where I had nothing to think about, I realized like my self-worth. Like I was just like, damn, why the fuck am I in this stupid ass job? And then I was like, yo, I have a fucking degree. Why am I like going through this bullshit? And then the pandemic and all the money shit started happening. And then Washington slowly started to open up. And when I say slowly, I really fucking mean slowly. And then I got a much better job. So, yeah. Good times. And then I got Muñeco. My love. Any questions, y'all? Jalen left me talking to y'all. Were you popular in high school? So the reason I'm struggling to answer this question is because I didn't really truly go to high school. I went to like a charter school and it was 6th through 10th grade. So 9 and 10 were like the only high school I had, but by the time I got to 10th grade, I was like the top of my school. And then for 11th and 12th grade, I did Running Start. If you're out of state, it's basically doing like community college. And it's free through the state. So by the time I got to like in my actual 4-year university, I already had junior credits. So, but I'll say from my charter school that I was at 6th to 10th grade, I was like, yeah, I was popular. Like, I had a lot of friends, got along with mostly everyone. I would say just about everyone. Yeah. I'm a people person.
Yeah, we were popular.
Where do I work? I currently work at Health Point. It's a community health center. I help people gather resources, like housing, paying utilities, food assistance, but also like help people manage their sugar levels, like blood pressure, type of shit. So
That's why you can help them with their nutrition if they sign up for training.
And that's why I can help you with your nutrition if you sign up for training with Jalen. What exactly did you do for Bill Gates? That was part-time? Bish! Don't disrespect me with part-time. I fucking lived at that bitch. Oh my god. You want to know? I worked so much overtime at that job, okay? He asked if my part-time with Bill Gates was part-time. What did I just say? My job. Oh, no. Like, y'all. It was full-time, first of all. It was a really dope schedule, minus the night shift part, okay, y'all? I did not like the night shift, but it was a dope place to work. A dope schedule, minus the night shift again. But it was 3 12s one week, and then the next week it was 4 12s. So then you got like those 9 extra hours of overtime. So then your check would increase and be nice. And then the next week it'd be 3 12s. So you would always have like 4 days off, and then you would have 3 days off. And man, like if I could go back to 3 12s, 4 12s, 3 12s, 4 12s again, I would fucking love that as long as it was day. But yeah, no. But then the thing that sucked about my schedule too was that the person so it would be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we called that front half, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday was back half, and then Wednesday was the alternating day. So what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so we only had one person on each shift for night shift. So if the other guy wanted to go on vacation, he had to basically work like 7, 8, 9, 10 days in a row, which to me wasn't fair because I'm like, bruh, like the day shift people have all these people covering, so like they can actually chill and have a regular schedule. But me and the guy, his name was Adam, we always had to work like 12 days in a row, and that shit would kill me. 12-hour shifts, y'all, and night. So it was just a lot of things. Like I was like, okay, maybe if it was like days, I would be cool with it. But it was night shift, and I was like, nah. But I will say that overtime pay was dope. But I would hate it in the moment, so. Can I come live with you? Icon 2020. You haven't even told me who you are. Like, come on. I'm not going to tell a random stranger they can live with me when I don't even know your name. And you have to ask Jalen.
He has to come to Columbia.
How much does a family of 3 have to make in Washington to get assistance?
Who asked that?
Glock leather.
He already knows. He just tested you.
Glock leather. If you already know this, don't be asking me questions that you already know the answer to. Because I 100% do not know, and I am still pretty new to this job, so I look at a chart, okay? That chart be helping me.
No, he's testing you in the
Hi,
sense
Phil.
that he knows and he thinks it's different. He thinks it's interesting information. It's super smart.
Oh, I don't know. Please tell me, Glock leather. Also, the goat milk tastes like goat cheese.
It's a open door, I think.
You were his assistant? How did you get that job? No, I was not his assistant. I was like, I tell people I was like the B team of his security team. So like there's the people that were like next to him and shit and did cool shit with him, like traveled. I was like the person who, if he forgot his wallet, I would go get his fucking wallet. If he wanted a burger, I would get a fucking burger for him. If he left his glasses, guess who was coming to go get his glasses? Yeah. It felt like kind of like bitch work shit, but for the right price, I'm cool with it. You gotta sell. Potatoes. Yummy. Did it pay well? Yes. Yes, it did. How many times did he forget his wallet? I don't know. The one time I got it, it was only like one time. These potatoes are really good, yo. Order more? It's lamb. Are we gonna eat on live?
Sure.
Alright, yo.
Watch Jim's feet.
Oh, sorry, love. Alright, y'all. Go ahead and pull out your dinner or a snack or your drink, because we are eating together.
It's dinner time. Does he act like Biden fall down a lot?
No. I'll tell you guys general stories. I will not portray anyone in a negative light.
She's scared. Did Black Leather ever tell you?
Tell me what? Oh, he said Eddie can.
That's crazy, right?
Hey, Phil. How are you?
You don't think that's crazy?
I haven't said anything.
I do not think that was crazy.
80K for 3? That is crazy. I'm just not surprised.
That you could get assistance from the government?
If he says it, I guess I believe it. I'm not gonna question it.
I was surprised. That's a lot of money.
For 3 people?
80K?
A total household income. That's not a lot in Seattle and Western.
I'm just saying, to get government assistance, it seemed like a lot of money.
I don't think that, and I don't think that's true actually now that I think about it.
So you are surprised.
I don't think that's accurate. It's not possible.
Use your fingers like real Americans. We're not American.
Use my fingers like real Americans. Americans use their fingers to eat?
Certain foods, yeah. 80K in Seattle, you'll still be in the food line down at the shelter.
Definitely.
That's why we're leaving.
It's too cold for this. I don't know. Do you want to switch spots?
Yeah, I think that's what we have to do. Yeah, you're gonna be more prone to hit something over here. It's definitely not too cold. Looks like I'm the main character now.
That never happened.
Ooh, that air feels good. I just looked it up. It's 70 in King County. I'm about to get on government assistance.
Bruh, we make way more than that.
Mukbang time. 85 for a family of 4. I'll feel that. I'm in.
That's really low.
Yeah, if 2 parents both had 40K jobs and they had kids, I would say yeah. In King County, you need some help, bro.
Definitely.
How much is rent? For us, what, 2,300? 22? 22, but we're not even up all the way in Seattle. We're just in Renton. Just in Renton. Everybody renting and renting. I actually had two soldiers tell me today that they were up and renting. That's a
They
long
drive hella
drive.
too.
Exactly.
I mean, they get good benefits though.
They're probably in the hood.
Y'all should carpool together.
No, because they have to stay at work until 4. Not I.
You could do your 410s with them.
No. Can I live in your closet for 200? I would say yeah, but we're leaving, so.
You can live in Muñeco's kennel.
The area around Fort Lewis is pretty ghetto.
What part?
You talking about Spanaway?
Because I was like, DuPont is a very nice town.
Yeah, it is, but Spanaway isn't. I would agree that it's ghetto.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
I could agree with that assessment. Would you say Federal Way is bad? She would.
How do you know about Federal Way? Are you from Washington?
It's from Seattle.
Oh. I'm from Federal Way. It's my hometown. Woo! Federal Way. Yeah, it's rough.
It's pretty much a murder there, like every day.
I couldn't tell you how many times I saw shootings growing up.
Where's Magnolia?
Literally, like, right in front of my eyes.
Magnolia?
No, Magnolia's a good place.
He didn't say it was bad.
Oh.
He said that's where he's from.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, oh, you grew up in, oh, so you a rich little boy.
That's why you be talking shit about everywhere here. It's making sense. I feel you.
I had a flashback. I had to do a Miss Seafair event in Magnolia, and I was like, wait up, they wouldn't be having Miss Seafair events in the hood.
My parents rich, I'm broke. That's my current situation. That's pretty accurate.
His parents are rich. But Jalen's the favorite, so.
Yeah, if I was ever in a life or death situation, I could hit my parents up. So I'm never too worried about life, but still, who wants to ask their parents for money at 30 years old? Not me. Where's Magnolia? I don't know. I don't know. I thought you know Glock Leather Hood. He like, where's that shit at? He from, where you from, SeaTac, bro?
I probably said Everett.
He lives in Everett now. Remember he said he don't like coming down south.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Like I'm from Fed.
Same, my parents rich and I'm broke. Phil, you not broke.
I'm broke, and my parents broke too. Okay, on top of that. Didn't think so.
Phil's definitely not broke. Daddy, I need money. I wish I knew who the icon was.
Icon, who are you? Why would you say?
Because that ruins the fun for him or her. I'm assuming it's a him. Women don't usually do shit like that. I am just an icon living. Have you seen that meme where you wake up next to a girl from the bar and she catch you trying to cash out yourself? No, I haven't seen that, but that's funny. That's some SeaTac behavior right there.
I'm close by.
Oh,
Icon, you're being creepy. Stop that.
a little bit. You get too close, you will get popped. What?
Uh-huh.
What are you looking for?
I had a bone.
I got a bone to pick with you. See type behavior. Black Leather, I wish you could have met those two dudes at the party. I feel like y'all definitely probably had beef in the past, so that's not a good idea. But they were funny as fuck. I feel like y'all would.
What people?
I hit the mic. Nick and his friend that had just got out. Y'all could have exchanged stories. You mean you'll give me a pop? You don't know what pop means, but sure. You passing us Doritos, please? Here's a real personality test. This is not my favorite bag of Doritos, but what is the best bag of Doritos? And I'm black, so don't tell me the flavor. Tell me the color of the bag. Now I'm gonna see who y'all really are.
He like red, cause he basic.
I don't like red.
I'm joking.
I don't say it. I'm just.
You like purple.
Hey, my guy, purple. Planet Moolah, that's the whitest answer ever, bro. You really think the red bag? This is the most basic bag, bro. Phil said no Doritos. You're blocked. I do like Cool Ranch, but it's not my number one. Cool Ranch probably like number 3 on the list. Purple bag, green bag, Cool Ranch. Actually, that's how you know Cool Ranch is dope. That's the only one you say by name. People don't really say blue bag. You say Cool Ranch. Only purple bag I like is Takis. Hot Cheetos and Takis. Hot Cheetos and Takis.
Wait, Planet Moolah. Are you Latin? No, you're not Latin.
It's
No.
white.
Why do you like Takis?
You kind of like it without being Latino. She's like, this is a forbidden snack for white people.
I just never really met white people that like Takis.
If you live in Texas. Hot Cheetos and Takis. Hot Cheetos and Takis.
I thought he lived here. Planet Moolah, I thought he lived here.
Oh, he's from here. He lives in San Antonio.
Oh, okay. Makes sense now.
And you gotta leave to, if you mean South America by SA, we'll be there the first week of September. You trying to pull up? For sure. Hopefully we know the area good enough by then to be a guide and to do some shit. I mean, well, we got Will down there regardless. Like, can you take mine, please? Thanks. South Africa. No. Cause this is Africa. Are you trying to do me a huge favor?
What?
I said you trying to do me a huge favor?
What?
Fill this cup up with water. I'm hella dehydrated. I'm about to pass out. Not actually, but. Yo, let me tell you this story about how I rolled my ankle today. It had to do with being dehydrated.
Did it?
Yeah. So, I just did this long ass boxing session because this dude in the Marines who like trains at the Benavides gym came up to me and he's like, yo, 'cause I had a Benavides shirt on. He's like, where'd you get that shirt from? And I was looking down like, this shit clearly says Benavides on it, bro. But I think he was trying to see if I got really boxed there or if like I just had a shirt Anyways, we talked for like 30 minutes. Dude, ruined my workout, ruined my rehydration routine because I always go to the store and get like a huge thing of coconut water afterwards. But I was running late to my 1 o'clock session with these soldiers, so I just went straight there off no water, and I was like out there training them, and they had to do like intervals today, so they had to do 2 800s, 2 400s, and 4 200s. And one of these motherfuckers was running so slow, he was pissing me off, bro. And this is where I messed up at. I didn't warm up, I didn't drink no water. And I was like, bro, I'm about to run this shit backwards. And if I beat you, like, you in trouble with me, bro. And I took off running. And I was ahead. Then he started getting, like, motivated by looking at my face. So he started running. So I started going hard, bro. And my hamstring cramped up so bad. And it's the one that I pulled in college. You didn't fill me up with water?
Oh shit, I forgot it.
Oh. So it's the one that I pulled in college multiple times. So when I felt it, I instantly was like, no, like not like this, bro. So I like straightened my leg out, and I was like, I'd rather take it off. I'd rather take the tension off of it than pull it right now. So I put all my weight on this other foot, and like literally, I rocked so hard to this side that I rolled my ankle, and like I did like a backflip, bro. And when I got up, I still finished, and I beat this motherfucker. And I'm like, bro, you're so soft. But when I started walking away after the finish, I was like, ooh, this is not good. And then the other coach was like, yo, you good, bro? I saw you flip. And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. But then when I walked away, I said, my ankle. So my shit's pretty fucked up. I don't have full range of motion, and I can't put all my weight on it. What are some good exercises to get bigger calves? And exercise in time travel and pick different parents, because your calves are always going to be small. But you train it like any other muscle, take it through the full range of motion. You know, when people do calves, they start here on the ground and they just do this. It's like, bro, nothing's ever going to happen. That's like doing bicep curls and just doing this. You need to elevate so that your calves are like this. No water, should drink milk only. Pause. Oh my god, 2 800s, 2 400. That's not even a lie. I give them ample rest. It says 8 people are in here. I wonder who it is. Big Glock leather, Phil, Platinum Mola,
Icon.
That's only 5 though. Huh. We got 3 creepers. I bet you John's one of the creepers. He don't want me to ask about his tattoos, that's why. Race me in the 400. I'm gonna need some time to get in shape so that I don't pull my hamstring and fall over and roll my ankle like I did today. That's what happens when you just take off like you're 18 years old and you're 31. But if you give me a date that's before September, maybe. 400-meter race with the boys. And assuming I didn't like destroy a tendon in my ankle, I don't think I'll know until like 2 days. You're 220. Are you happy with your look, or are you trying to get bigger? I don't really care about my look, to be honest, bro. Like, I'm not a bodybuilder. Like, I don't care. Like, I lift weights for competition. In fact, when I'm done with weightlifting as a whole, you probably won't see me lifting much weights. Like, I like boxing. I actually do like running. That's one of the things I miss about being smaller. It's not smart to run frequently at this weight. So I think when I like really hang up my shoes and I'm done weightlifting, I think I'll still squat, but like there just won't be much lifting happening and I'll lose a lot of weight. So I would never want to. When I was younger, I was like, yo, I never want to be bigger than 200 pounds. Like, I thought that was insane. So the fact that I'm 220 now is crazy. Like, I really, if you talked to me when I was 180, I'd have been like, why would I want to be 220 pounds, bro? Like, for what? Doesn't benefit me. I honestly don't understand people that want to be like swole. Like, for what? I'm not saying that everyone that does it is insecure, but I would ask you why you want to be so swole. Like, what is it gonna do for your life? It's not exactly the healthiest thing to be like putting like 240 pounds or something on a little ass frame and not be able to fit through the door and run out of breath when you walk up the stairs. Yeah, bro, I can't be saying some off the wall shit. You think you could have passed SEAL training if you tried? I think I can do anything in the world, and I'm not just saying that. I truly believe that. So,
Can't wrestle.
like I said, I think I can do anything in the world. Definitely wrestling. So, speaking of that, we was watching Pros versus Joes yesterday. These motherfuckers really thought they could beat Kurt Angle at wrestling. Like, they was talking shit to an Olympic gold medalist, bro. That's insane. So I'm realistic with my confidence. I know what's realistic. No, I don't think I can sing like Beyonce. But if you ask me, do I think I could get to a good level of singing? Yes, I do. I think if I found the right people that were vocal coaches, I guarantee you that I could sing. Beyonce is a generational talent, bro. Other singers can't sing like her. So that's what I'm saying about being realistic. I wouldn't tell you I could beat
one of the goats.
Yeah, I wouldn't tell you I could beat Usain Bolt in a race or like pin Kurt Angle or something. But if you're asking me, do I think I could do something that fucking 100,000 other people did? Yes, I do think I can do that. Did I do Ranger school? No, I had no desire to do Ranger or Airborne or Air Assault or anything close to that. I actually know someone personally that did Airborne and shattered his femur, bro. The heavier you get, the more chance you have of completely breaking your legs if you land wrong. Obviously, because you're heavier. So, no. And again, not talking shit about anyone that cares about that stuff, but I would always just be like, bro, these little pins, they don't mean nothing to me, bro. Like, what do I get out of saying that, like, I jumped out of a plane 4 times? I just tell people, like, yeah, I was airborne. Like, okay, that's cool. Like, dudes tell me that, and they're like, you're a leg since you never jumped. And I'm like, I'll beat your ass, bro. Like, I don't care that you jumped out of an airplane. That shit literally means nothing to me. I have no desire to skydive, to do caving, anything extreme. You literally couldn't convince me to do it. I would be like, I don't want to. It doesn't seem cool to me. Doesn't seem tough. Doesn't seem anything. I just literally don't understand what people get out of it. One of my buddies on high desert was airborne and his back is screwed. Yeah, bro. Everyone I know that did airborne is fucked up. Like, they get 100% disability because there's not really like a good, there's not really a good way to jump out of planes. There's a more safe way so that you don't completely fuck yourself up. But you're jumping out of an airplane and you're landing on the ground, bro. Like, not my idea of fun. I'm not talking RASP, I'm just talking Ranger School. I mean, you can say I'm just talking Ranger School, but like, that shit affects you, bro. One of my very good friends, I don't want to say his name, but his name's TJ. This dude was a Division I rugby player, hella good shape, bro. He went to Ranger School, you know, they starved themselves. His body was all fucked up. And like, he was like, yeah, now I'm gonna get back swole again. Bro, this dude, no disrespect, TJ, if you ever watch this. This dude has never looked in shape again, bro. I just think he destroyed However his metabolism works now, that shit does not build muscle, bro. Like he be doing hella running and lifting and stuff. Dude looks like he's never worked out a day in his life, bro. Like it's crazy. I'm like, this is not the same guy, bro. I know a lot of people like that too. Like they come out of ranger school and they're never quite the same again because they literally like starved themselves halfway to death. So not for me. I care about my health. I wonder if there's money in oil wrestling. There probably is. I will never find out. What? I wonder if there's money in oil wrestling. Yeah, that was the icon. Will you go down to the Titanic with me? No. That's another thing that I don't understand. What the fuck do you need to see the Titanic for, bro? I've seen videos. I've read about it. Can you imagine being in a submarine and hearing the ocean just trying to crush your submarine under pressure? You're looking at the Titanic and you're like, yep, that's it. That's the ship that sank. Let's go back up now. For what? I think the same thing about Mount Everest too. I probably just sound like a hater right now, but I don't understand any of that shit, bro. I think people, no disrespect, I think people live really unfulfilling lives and they're like, I need to do some crazy shit, bro. And I really think that is I really think that it's more for bragging than anything. Titanic. I think they want to tell other people that they saw the Titanic because it's like a cool thing to say in conversation. Like, yeah, I actually went down to the Titanic myself. Yeah, don't care. If someone told me that, I'll literally just be like, oh, okay, so you're dumb. I don't want to talk to you. But that's enough of me hating on people. Live your life. Live your life. Oh, my chat's not up to date. Have you heard of the Reaper Nick Irving? The dude that said he got a rush out of killing. No, I haven't heard of him, but that's like every single person in the army, so I'm not, doesn't really stand out to me. That could be, that could be several of 100 people that I served with, so. You'd be surprised how many sociopaths there are in the army. Or maybe you wouldn't, because like it's the perfect place to be a sociopath. You get to say like, I can't wait to go kill these, and everyone's like, hell yeah, brother. No one's like, hey, killing is not okay. They're like, yeah, duty on our country, good job. So if you're a serial killer, join the military. I'm guessing that's supposed to say Rasta. He's Rasta now. That's a pretty dramatic change of lifestyle. That's really weird. Guess it's not weird. Once you take yourself to a extreme like that, I guess it's not weird to go to another extreme. I would guarantee you that he's probably not gonna stay Rasta either. Or maybe he will. Maybe he'll run away from his real self for the rest of his life. I don't know. Anyone that lives extreme lifestyles, suspect to me. Extreme religious people, extreme anything, bro. Extreme pedophile hunters. Those dudes always turn out to be weirdos too, bro. Extreme feminists, guys that are like, I stand for all women. When they do that shit every day, I'm like, what are you hiding, bro? You on some weird shit, bro. You on some very weird shit. CIA agent Andrew Bustamante, whoever that is, says the CIA recruits sociopaths. I don't really think that's breaking news. See, like at my job, you pretty much have to be one. It's a very, you can't be normal and do that shit, bro. Like you just can't. You know what I mean? I think that I'm a sociopath that was raised in a very good home. I have very good parents. So I feel like I was able to use my curse as a gift. That's what I think. When I was a kid, before I understood the world, bro, I really used to get like I used to manipulate people on purpose because I was just surprised at how easy it was to just act a certain way and get people to do a certain thing, or like I would try to make it as complex as possible. Can I get this person to do this thing like without them being conscious of it? But like I said, luckily I was never like trying to do no like seriously weird shit like kill people or harm people. Like I just was like, this shit's fun. I can make people angry easily. Never met a person in my life that I couldn't piss off, bro.
Can't piss me off.
Yeah, right. I know how to touch people's buttons because I've been doing this since I was like 5 years old. The streets didn't raise me. No, I have very good parents.
You try to act like the streets raised him.
No, I don't either. I had amazing parents, or have amazing parents, I should say. What is the difference between sociopath and psychopath? They're essentially the same thing. There was a distinction before, but now it's just all grouped under antisocial personality disorder. But it's just people that feel you wild, gay. Touch my button. It's just people that I don't know how to explain it. It's people that don't feel as much empathy as other people, and sometimes they like depending on what home you were raised in. If you were like an orphan or something, they literally don't understand people's emotions or like the laws of society. They learn them and then they learn to manipulate them, but they don't feel and think like you do. That's the best way I can describe it. Like you could be a sociopath. So I'm saying they don't feel and think like you to the general person. I think they estimate like 11% of people in the United States are sociopaths. So it's not like a small number. Like, oh, there's 2 sociopaths in your town. Like, there's hella sociopaths in the United States. And like I said, there's varying levels. Like if you think about like Kobe Bryant, rest in peace. Like this motherfucker would be up in the gym for like 7 hours a day. Like he over time, like he became like a pretty likable person, but he used to just be like, "Fuck you! I'm here to play basketball, bro. I'm here to be the greatest basketball player of all time. I don't care about making friends. I don't care about being liked. I don't care about the typical stuff that a person cares about, like being accepted by society, being loved, like all kind of shit like that." You hear mad stories about Kobe when he was young, and people would just be like, "This dude's nuts, bro. Like he looked me in my eyes and said this." But like I said, it's not like you don't have a brain. You can learn like what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. So, a little wild, kinda. Let's see, how long have I been streaming? I'm thinking 15 more minutes. Michael Jordan, also known for being an ass. Yeah, that dude is like one of the worst people in the world. You know how I know he's one of the worst people in the world? There's somebody from my state, Chameleonaire. I don't know if y'all know Chameleonaire, a dude that made Riding Dirty. He's a super, super nice dude, Christian dude. He grew up in a Christian household. Like, if you ever think about his music, you never hear him cuss because he didn't want to cuss and his parents would hear it. So, like, Riding Dirty, all of those songs, they don't have no cuss words in them, bro. And he said he met Michael Jordan. This story is not funny, but it's funny because, like, it just shows you what kind of person he is. He said he was at some event, and this is when he was already Chameleonaire, bro. He's like a big time rapper, and he like loves Michael Jordan. Yeah, Phil already knows this story. And he was trying to take a picture with him after he had already won this auction jersey. And Michael Jordan was trying to charge him, bro. And he said, "I don't take pictures with no N-words, bro." Like, and Chameleonaire was like, "What?" Like, and then like Paul Pierce and all these other dudes like, "Hey man, Mike's just like that, bro. Don't even worry about it. Just blah, blah, blah." And I was just like, yo, Michael Jordan's crazy. And there's like way more stories like that. He would just be like, I don't like hip hop. I don't like black people. Stay away from me. And it's like, bro, you like the blackest dude in the NBA, bro. Have you heard of the big three or like pyramid for determining a sociopath? No, I haven't. Bedwetting, arson, animal abuse. The animal abuse one's big. I guess it depends on what kind of arson it is. I used to burn my dolls, like the little action figures. I did used to burn them joints. I never pissed the bed though, so I guess that takes me out the equation. And I never abuse animals. That's important. I wouldn't do that. Did you hear Kevin Garnett's story of when he was in high school? I don't know. There's probably a lot of stories about high school. What story? I'm flabbergasted about Chameleon. About which part? About him being super Christian? Yeah, Chameleon is a good dude, man. He's hella smart too. He invested in a lot of tech stuff. Super rich now. That's why he don't really be making music like that. He's chilling, bro. Did I listen to Paul Wall, bro? What kind of question is that? I'm from Texas, bro. I'm from Texas. Like I grew up in Texas. It's not. That's not like a. You can't say did you listen to Paul Wall. You can say how much Paul Wall did you listen to. I listened to Paul Wall when he wasn't on the radio, bro. You might not know this, but him and Chameleon made part of the Color Change and Click, CCC. And in Texas, it's real customary to just do freestyles, no chorus, nothing like that. I would say that Texas pioneered that. Not even just saying that. Texas pioneered freestyling on a beat, like for like 10 minutes straight. June 27th freestyle, all of that stuff. But yeah, I probably could like still rap like a 15-minute Paul Wall version of freestyle right now. I'm not going to, but Paul Wall was my dude, bro. That was back in the days when nobody cared about white people saying the N-word. He used to say the N-word all the time. But now he has said that he won't say it anymore. He said he realizes the error in his ways. But back in the day, bro, if you grew up in Houston, San Antonio, all of those areas, and like you grew up in the hood like that, like everyone said it and no one said anything. If you were cool. Regular white people couldn't say it. Doo 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 doo. Doo 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 doo. Mike who? Mike John. Do I know SPM, South Park Mexican? Bro, you must have not been on here when I told the story. I know him. Let me say this. I know his cousin, bro. I almost got into a fight in high school from rapping his lyrics, bro. Because this girl, Brianna, was the cousin of the girl that he molested. And so, like, she was really trying to fight me for singing his lyrics, bro. I was like, I didn't know the case, bro. My bad. I talked about this on a live before because someone said, like, do I separate the artist from the music? And I said I probably would had that not happened to me when I was young. But I saw firsthand the effects of, like, just being like, bro, that's a real person that he molested. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I'm sure he's still sitting in jail now for that. Like, he was molesting a kid, bro. And so, yeah, when I was like rapping his song, bro, and like she was like really trying to beat my ass, bro. And I'm like, I literally didn't know nothing about none of this stuff, bro. And so I think people when you have no connection with someone, you're just like, oh well, I know he raped those girls or I know he killed these people, but I just like the song. I don't care about that stuff. And it's like, yeah, that's cool, but would you sing that song in front of the people that he killed or like in front of the family members? Or the people that they molested, bro? Probably not. So that's why I just be like, I can't play this shit, bro. I can't. Yeah, I think a lot of people don't know. A lot of people just like, whatever happened to South Park Mexican jail. Let me see if I can pull up the case. South Park Mexican release date. Motherfucker's still trying to figure out when he gonna get out. Ooh, he got 45 years for assaulting a 9-year-old girl. The 31-year-old, yeah, he was 31, bro. He not touching the streets till he old as hell. There you go. If you want to read that, that's Billboard Music. I think that was like, well, when did he get sentenced? I gotta go back to the article now. I think he got sentenced in 2001 or something. It was a long time ago. Damn, my computer started going mad slow when I opened that shit up. Alright, 2002. Yeah, he got 45 years in 2002, so I mean, that's an assault on a child. He gotta do at least 3/4 of that, right? He don't got no chance of getting out, bro. Well, he could. He could, like. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know. He ain't getting out no time soon. I can tell you that. There was a rapper in San Antonio, Live Ola. He killed somebody. I remember he killed someone when I was in college. He was one of my favorite rappers. But he said it was like some kind of like self-defense thing, but they still hit him with like 17 years or something. He got out not too long ago. I'd be like, damn, what do those dudes do, bro? When your whole life was like, I'm a rapper that's gonna make it, and then you go to jail for that long. Like you can't really just get out and like hit the studio. It's like, bro, nobody's even listening to that. That type of music anymore. What was the best rapper to come out of Lone Star? That's tough, man. Too many good rappers in Texas. You listen to that Mencho audio with the cop. Fun story about that audio. I probably could pull it up if I Google it right now. I posted that audio on Twitter, bro, and it went crazy viral. Cause like there was a news article that said like El Mencho is currently wanted. If you have information on him, you can get $1 million. And people were like Americans that didn't know nothing about the situation were like, bro, where's he at? Tell me right now. I'll find him and turn him in myself. And I was like, oh yeah, y'all don't know who y'all talking about, bro. I'm like, this dude be talking like this to the cops. I posted that shit, bro. My phone wasn't working for like 3 days, bro. Like, Americans were just like in shock. They were like, how can he talk like this to the cops? I'm like, yeah, y'all have no idea what's going on. Let me see if I can find it. That was a while ago, though. That was a couple years ago. So I made your way. I always think it's funny that Mexicans really say way that much. Like, I used to always kind of think it was a stereotype, but they actually say way a lot. So that is the link. When did I post that? That was December 2022 when I posted it. You can see it has like 12 million views. But I had heard it years before that. Like, I just thought it was like hilarious that that people were talking about turning him in. I'm like, y'all don't be watching like no crime documentaries or nothing, bro. Like I feel like there's just certain people. Like, actually, I actually didn't know who Escobar was. Like, Like before I knew anything about Spanish, I already knew who he was because like so many rappers would mention his name, and there was always that picture of him standing in front of the White House. I didn't even know what he did until I got older. I just knew he made hella money and he was some kind of crime boss. But your ex was on Crime Stoppers Washington? What did your ex do, bro? Did Axa grow up under a rock? Yes, the rock was called the church. Axa be knowing weirdly specific stuff, and then she will not know like the most widely known information of all time. And I just be like, how's this possible, bro? Free El Chapo. Go ahead, free him, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Have you ever looked into the conditions that he's in? I know they don't want him to escape and shit. But I'm like, bro, that's if there's a cruel and unusual, I feel like that falls under it. Like this motherfucker don't get to talk to people. He don't get to look at nobody, bro. Like and a bunch of other stuff. I'm like, for the rest of your life, bro, you can't have no visits. You can't have no books, bro. That's crazy. They want his brain to fry up in there, bro. Can he have conjugal visits? He cannot have visits at all, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. Like he's if I cared, I would say this is pretty fucked up. Like they shift him around all the time. He doesn't get to stay in like the same like room, so they always shift him. They don't ever let the guards, like the next guards, know where he's gonna be at until it's time. Cause that's how much pull and how much money he had. That's how he escaped the first two times. Like he just bribed people, so they're like, nope, not allowed to talk to this motherfucker. He's not allowed to talk to you. He's not allowed to know anything. So that's the life he lives now. Speaking of which, there's a theory. I bet you Rolando has heard this. There's a theory that El Mencho isn't a real person. There's a theory that if he was a real person, he's already dead. And that the figure that we know as El Mencho is actually like created by the United States government to justify uh, lots of illegal activity. Like, oh, if Mencho's running all of this stuff and we need to track him down and we need to blah, blah. But, like, really, they're just doing all this stuff. And they're like, nope, we can't catch him. He smuggled $300 million worth of drugs in. Because differently to El Chapo, none of y'all motherfuckers have seen El Mencho. You see the same picture of him all the time. If you watch boxing, he's like Al Heyman. No one knows what Al Heyman looks like. Everyone has a picture of Al Heyman from like 1995. But every fighter is like, I want to thank Al Heyman. I talk to him on the phone every single night. And you're like, how come this dude don't come to none of the fights, bro? This is weird. Like, but yeah. Look at, like, I remember when I first heard this theory, I'm like, you fucking stupid, bro. And then I actually was like, you know what? I do always see that same picture of him. It's literally always the exact same picture, bro. There's no new information. Like, yeah, he could just be like old and he's like, man, I'm not putting out no social media videos. But like, bro, you telling me nobody ever sees this dude? No people in Mexico are like, yeah, I saw Mencho yesterday. Like, it's just us. We're just like, yeah, he's still destroying Mexico. Is Tupac alive making raps as Black Haze? I don't even know who Black Haze is, but Tupac's definitely dead. Mencho looks like half the people in Texas. It would be hard to catch him. I mean, the thing is, you don't need to know what he looks like. You just need to know any information. So that's usually how people get caught. Speaking of which, I showed Axa this story. There was a dude in Boston. For 27 years, this dude got away with a murder in Colombia, bro. So 27 years ago, he murdered his wife, shot his daughter. He thought he killed her, but he didn't. Fled Colombia, came to the United States, started a new life, married a woman here, had kids. 27 years, they didn't know where this dude was at. They didn't even know where to look for him. And then last year, he tried to apply for citizenship, and he forged a birth certificate. Obviously, he couldn't do the real one, or else the FBI would have saw it. He forged a birth certificate, but he used his real fingerprints. You don't have a choice. And I don't know if he just thought they destroyed his fingerprints in Colombia, or there was no way that they would have that connection. Like, probably back in those days, they wouldn't have. But they saw the fingerprints, and they're like, this is the dude. This is the dude from 27 years ago that we're looking for. Caught this motherfucker, bro. 27 years of living clean, bro. At some point, you know, the fact that he tried to apply for citizenship, at some point, he was like, I really got away with this. That's crazy. I feel like it probably took years. But after you get married and have kids, I feel like he was like, damn, like I really got away with that murder, bro. I'm cold. And then they caught him. What's going on outside? Sounds like a drone flying around. No, it's someone on a bike. Took like 50 years to find Whitey Bulger. Yeah. I still haven't watched that movie. No conjugal visits. I hear conjugal visits in Latin America are way more common. Like they really just be like, all right, put a sheet up, do what you feel like doing. That's kind of crazy. Does he worship my birthday? Maybe. The Mexican Robin Hood. This chat was pretty lit earlier. It's a pretty good night. I said 15 more minutes. A little bit longer till Axel gets mad. You say you don't get mad? She said she don't get mad. She gets mad. She's like, get off alive.
I never said that.
You know the white guy on America's Most Wanted Top 10 that killed the Brinks truck driver in Arizona? Think they ever catch that guy? No, I don't. I don't know who that is. I don't know. More like the Mexican Robin the Hood. Hey, man, I mean, that's essentially every cartel-ish type guy. They're giving the money to somebody, so those people feel like, no, he really helps this neighborhood. It doesn't really matter how many people you kill and steal from, because, like, even Escobar, like, yeah, lots of Colombians don't like his name now, but when he was alive, people were like, bro, he built a school here. Like, he's a good person. Like, he built this whole neighborhood. Trust me, he's a good person. I know he blew up that school with the kids in it, but that was different because it was like he had to make a point. But he's a good person. He's been on it for 20 years. Yeah, I have no idea who that is. Doesn't sound like an interesting case. Let me look at it right now. I probably know this dude, bro. I'm about to turn his ass in. Let me look him up. He probably doesn't exist either. Let's see. America's Most Wanted Top 10. About to be like, Jeff? Let me see. Top 10. 10 Most Wanted Fugitives. Do you remember what his name was or what he looked like? Oh, damn. Jose Hernandez got captured. His name, Jason Derek Brown. That sounds like a dude that I know, bro. Bro, he not in our top 10. These are all Hispanic people. Oh, we got one Indian. What did this Indian dude do? Hold on, bro. I'm confused. Let me check him out. We got 9 Hispanic dudes. Oh, no. 8 Hispanic dudes, 1 white dude, 1 Indian dude. I gotta know what this Indian dude did. They're offering $250,000. Bhadresh, what the? Bhadresh Kumar Patel is wanted for allegedly killing his wife by striking her multiple times with an object while they were both working at a donut shop in Hanover, Maryland on April 12, 2015. That's it? That put you in the top 10, bro? Oh, a federal arrest warrant was issued after Patel was charged with unlawful flight to avoid prosecution. Oh, so he's chilling in India. Oh man, that's the only good thing about having like dual citizenship or coming from another country. But there's hella dudes here that kill people and just go to Mexico. And that's like, you just gotta live your life there. If I kill somebody, I have nowhere to go. Like, damn. I'm literally looking at her profile right now. Hold on, let me see. Massive fraud scheme. Oh, yeah, I know this girl. I seen her whole story. I just didn't know her name. Yeah. Don't worry. She's gonna get killed if she's not dead already. 100%. But I don't see any Jason Brown, bro. Sorry. Wait, you were commissioned in the Army or enlisted? I started off commissioned at an academy, and then I left, and then I enlisted after that, and I went military intelligence. I'm just gonna have to look up Jason Derek Brown on Google. Jason Derek Brown. Bro, this is Justin Timberlake. What are you talking about? Let me tell you, I already know what happened to this guy. Oh, yo, how did I know he spoke French? I was joking when I did that accent, bro. Brown speaks fluent French and has a master's degree in international business. I just looked at him and he just looked like a French dude, but I don't actually think he's French. Huh. Oh, he completed his Mormon mission near Paris, France. Bro, 100%. This dude fled to France. Easily. Yeah, 2004. Bro, this guy's gone, bro. Be serious. Here's the thing with all these guys, though. They always get caught when they're old. Because you start thinking, like, oh, all the dudes that were chasing me, like, they're old and retired, and no one's gonna care what an old dude says anyways. Like, I seen so many, like, Yakuzas, Italian mob dudes, like, they literally get caught because they're just, like, telling someone, like, yeah, I used to be in the mafia. Didn't even get caught because I fled to Italy and blah, blah. And someone's like, wow, really? 911? Yeah, this dude just told me he was in the fucking mob 20 years ago and he killed someone and left the country. Let me see if I can look up this story. I can't remember if they were Italian or Spanish. Yep, yep. This Italian dude, this dude's working at like a fucking pizza shop, bro. Dumb bitch. The 60-year-old was considered to be the top Sicilian Costa Nostra figure. I think this one got snitched on, but another one was working at a pizza shop. But yeah, he got caught after 30 years. Boss of bosses. But yeah, lots of these dudes, man, they just start talking, bro. It's like, man, I'm fucking 60, bro. Especially because, like, what's actually doing? She's laying on the couch scrolling on her phone.
I'm talking to my friends.
She's talking to her friends.
My real friends that I see in real life.
Her real friends that she sees in real life. But yeah, lots of these dudes, they... Like, first of all, the reason they were in the positions that they were in is because they like power. They like people being scared of them. They like the reputation that you get from doing that stuff. So now you're 60 and some 30-year-old shoulder checks you in a pizza place. And you're like, if this was 1980, I would have caught you outside and I would have shot you with a fucking submachine gun because I was a boss. And this 30-year-old's like, yeah, sure, whatever, bro. And so you're going to tell more details because you want to, like, try to instill some fear. That's how you get caught. If it was me, I would just shoot him. But not actually, because I don't shoot people. Because you're a savage. I remember at the height of politics during 2020, this girl told me that Savage was racist. And I was like, oh, okay, I won't say that anymore. And I said it the next day. Have I heard of Sammy the Bull? Of course, bro. Who doesn't know Sammy the Bull? I am a 31-year-old, bro. I feel like all of us grew up watching that stuff. Unless you're just like not a guy. But I feel like everyone knows everyone that was like a part of that mafia mob godfather type stuff. Like, it's pretty impossible to not know. Especially like I said, in hip hop culture, like, don't know why, but black rappers like idolize those dudes. Really never understood the fascination behind it, but every rapper like has some mafia name, mob name. They named themselves after those dudes, and it's like, why? He admitted to killing 19 people. Yeah, you never know how true that stuff is. Could be more, could be less. You know the Iceman? I'm not gonna lie, bro. When I watch the Iceman stuff, I'm like, this motherfucker is lying, bro. He's lying. Like, stop it. But lots of people say he's telling the truth. If you don't know the Iceman, look the Iceman up. He was a paid assassin. Got caught for some reason, decided to sit down and do like full interviews about his life as an assassin, hitman. And he would tell these very detailed stories. And I'm like, I kind of believe like half of this shit, but I don't know, bro. Actually, did you think the Barbie movie was good or overrated?
You're not gonna get me going against womanhood, okay? It was okay. And that's all I'm gonna say. I thought there were some cute scenes. Overall, a good message.
Yeah, but Rolando,
But
that
I
doesn't mean
can't
that he
say
really did
that
it.
I loved it.
Yeah, it just because someone said something in court doesn't make it true. Especially when you want you want things cleared up. So if I have 20 unsolved murders and I catch you and I know that you did 3, I'm like, yo, can you say you did the other 17? I might treat you well. I might not smack the fuck out of you right now. But that looks good for everyone. It's like, yo, all of those murders that we were trying to figure out, we got them. We took them off the streets. Everybody wins. I mean, also there's just the fact that, like, if your associates did it, you can't say that they did it, or you wouldn't say that they did it. You just be like, yeah, I did all 19. Like, you ever seen The Wire? You remember when Weebay went to jail? I'm guessing you haven't seen The Wire. Remember when Weebay was like, the lawyer, she was like, you tell on him, we give you this. And he just like, nah, I did that. That girl, I'm the one that buried her. I did all that. Why would he admit it? Because it's, why would he not admit it? that's what I'm saying. Like, you get to a certain point where it's like, either you snitch or don't snitch. And if you already started snitching, there's still levels of snitching. It's like, bro, you're already going to jail. Like, do you want to go to jail and maybe survive? Or do you want to go to jail and get killed? Maybe get out and get killed. One time I was in detention and we had 30 minutes left and the principal just randomly played I'm a Barbie girl and kept a dead straight face. Hey, I like that song. That's my song. So yeah, I did used to jam Barbie Girl in my car. Jimbo, what you doing over there? People call him a rat. Yeah, he is a rat. But you know what? It never really ends well for snitches. I don't know if y'all know who Alpo is. Alpo did all that time and he thought he was good. He got out. What was he, 50 something years old? Blasted in his own hood. I don't know why he thought he was safe there after snitching, after killing Rich Porter. Don't make sense. But yeah, man, they'll wait for you. They'll wait. I had to stay. This is a true story. Principal was an ex-defensive end for D1. His name was Keandre. That's pretty crazy. But he claims to have been betrayed at first. That's what everyone says, bro. To be honest, that's what 6ix9ine said too. And you know what? First of all, I didn't know 6ix9ine was like fluent in Spanish. He be struggling, but he does full interviews in Spanish. So I listened to his interviews, like the one that he did with who did he do that one with? It was pretty good. I think it was my law school. I can't remember. But he did an interview and he was explaining why he accepts that he's a snitch. But he's like, but really, I didn't break the laws of the streets. Like, he's like, I did tell on them, but I didn't break the laws of the streets. Because he was just like, basically, these dudes said that they were my friend. They said we was a gang. They said what their gang is about. He said what their gang is about. They're about loyalty, trust, having each other's back. And he was like, and for one, they tried to kill me. He was like, they robbed my family. They did this, that, and the other. He was like, so how am I betraying somebody if they literally tried to kill me? He's like, they literally shot at me. They literally put a hit out on me. How's that snitching if that's not even my friends? And he was like, you think I'm going to protect someone and go to jail for life that already wants to kill me, that's going to try to kill me in jail? Like, he was like, hell nah. He was like, would y'all do that? And I'm not going to lie, I was watching it like, hell nah, I would have snitched on the motherfuckers too. But I also didn't pay people to act like they were my friends. So he kind of put himself in that situation by paying people to act like he was in that gang. Like, you kind of brought it on yourself. So I don't really care whatever consequences he faces. But yes, anyone in his spot would have done the same thing. I thought Selena Gomez could speak in Spanish, but I was sadly disappointed. I never thought she could speak in Spanish. Yep. Yeah, I mean, pretty much everyone in Puerto Rico says he's a snitch. He used to be cool on well, and now not so much. So yeah, he does not have a fun time in Puerto Rico. He can't stay there long, and not without heavy security. Puerto Rico's not very fond of snitching. That's one of those places where, like, what?
That's scary.
Arian?
Just laughing.
You weird. Yeah, Puerto Rico's hot, bro. Like, that's one of those places where, like, lots of those like, criminals actually don't be snitching, and they actually do kill people lots of times. Tekashi has to live the rest of his life in hiding. He don't be hiding, bro. He be out and about at soccer games and all kinds of shit. He did get beat up at a LA Fitness in the sauna. To be honest, he's still everywhere. You probably just don't pay attention as much because it's not as interesting anymore, but why is snitching looked down upon? I've never understood it. Because you're betraying
Who said that?
Rolando. Because you're betraying.
Have you ever been in a fight, Rolando? Like, honest question. You got me out my seat with that statement. That's crazy. What do you mean? Why wouldn't it be looked down upon?
Yeah, I think
Can you give me one good reason why it wouldn't be looked down upon?
he probably has a bad concept of snitching. I don't know where you're from exactly, but, like, people that usually say I don't understand no snitching, they think it's like some random taxpayer that's, like, seeing a shooting and calls the police. That's not snitching, bro. Like, but if you join a gang and y'all do some shit and y'all get in trouble and you tell on your friends, you're a fucking rat, bro. Like, you decided to do that shit, bro. Like,
I didn't grow up in the hood, clearly.
yeah, but it's not even a hood thing though, bro. Like right now, bro, if you have friends and y'all did some dumb shit together, and then the cops come and you're like, they did it. I'm sorry, officer. Like, and you take less time, like, you're a horrible friend, bro. Like, y'all could fight the case together. Y'all could all say nothing. Y'all can get lawyers. But if you take less time so that they get more time to save yourself, you're a piece of shit to me.
Yeah, glad they're like, clearly that's not snitching at all.
Yeah, that's why I say everybody has a bad concept of snitching. Like, people that, like, don't deal with it at all. They're like,
there has to be some aspect of you not being loyal to people that matter to you in order for it to be snitching.
Because that's what happens all the time. Like, people are, like, riding in a car together. They all got guns. If some dude's like, this shit isn't mine. It's them. They forced me in the car. And they get, like, they go free and their friends got to do 5 years.
Yeah.
Like, Rolando, you're into academic stuff. I'm sure you know what the prisoner's dilemma is, right? You know what the prisoner's dilemma is?
Is it when, like, the cops tell you different stories?
Not quite, no. The prisoner's dilemma, for anyone that doesn't know, and this is real, but it's also like a what is it called? Like a thought experiment. So, if the cops lock me and you up, right? And if you don't tell, and I don't tell, we go free, or we get some small amount of time because they don't have enough evidence. That's why they have to interrogate us and shit like that. If you tell and I don't tell, I get all the time and you get no time. Let's say 10 years. I get 10 years.
Yeah.
If I tell and you don't tell, you get 10 years. If we both tell, then let's just say the time's even more. Or yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter. The time's heavy. So the prisoner's dilemma is if y'all both shut the fuck up, y'all actually could go free or do very little time because there's not enough evidence to prove the rest of the stuff. And that's real life, and it's also like an academic thing. And so, yeah, most of the time, if you don't say shit, like if they have to interrogate you, they don't know enough. If it was like we got you on video, bro, we don't need you to say shit. You can be quiet if you want to. You're going to jail for life. They wouldn't talk to you.
Right.
It's like, yeah, okay, you don't have to say anything. So the fact they're asking you questions, they're saying like, well, your friend in there is telling us this. Your friend might not say shit, but you get scared, like, oh, he's about to say I did it. Well, no, it was actually him because I saw him shoot the gun and shit like that. So that's what happens. And so it's a little complicated because those dudes probably feel like they get forced into snitching with shit like that, but still, you could just not say anything.
I was if there's anything that Jalen has taught me in our relationship,
Never fucking talk to the
it's
cops.
just don't talk. Just don't, like, literally. Like, this is not at all the same thing at all. But there's an element to it. So there was this one time, at one of my old jobs, I worked at a clinic, and our boss, he was like this crazy narcissist dude that had to be in control of everything. And the policy was if we got COVID tested, anything to do with COVID, it had to go through him. And mind you, this was not the policy. This was his interpretation of the policy. Like, and so I remember one time I wanted to get COVID tested because I wanted to see my mom because my mom is diabetic and she's older. So I was like, you know what? I just want to rather be safe than sorry because I don't want to potentially give anything to my mom. And then I was going to take a COVID test, and then my coworker Alicia was going to do the test too. And so we put ourselves on the schedule, and then his name was Jeremy, and Jeremy, like, he's like, hey, Axa, can I speak to you in the office? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. And he's just like, and he just looks at me, and he's just like, hey, he's like, just so you know, the policy with COVID is I need to know if you're being COVID tested, whether it's negative or not. And he's like, and just so you know, if you are, then I have to send you home. And I didn't have PTO at the time. And so I would have had to take unpaid time off. And he was just like, yeah, so he's like, so if you did a COVID test, I need to know right now. But, and HIPAA protects me. I don't have to disclose any of my medical information to anyone in this world. And he just looked at me. He's like, so right now would be a time to talk. And I was like, okay. And he's just like, so if you took a test, I need to know. And I was like, okay. And then we literally stare at each other like this for like 15 seconds. And he's just like, okay, you're free to go. And I was like, okay. and that was the whole thing. But like, had he pulled in my other coworker, Alicia, he's so dumb. Why'd he pull me? He's dumb. She would have cracked easily. She would have been like, oh yeah, we did. And we both would have been sent home for like 5 to 10 business days. And that would have fucking pissed me off 100%. So, but yeah, just don't fucking talk. But had I not known Jalen, I probably would have broke about a year in advance. But after just being with Jalen for so long, that should just be rubbing off on you.
Listen, anybody that's asking you shit doesn't know. That's how girls get you too, bro. They be like, if a woman's asking you something, you better tell because she already knows. I'm like, hell nah, bro. Why she asking that? She'll just be like, I got this. I saw you do this shit. Hell nah. She's like, you need to tell me right now. Nope. Nothing happened. But yeah, interrogations, they lie, bro. They'll say all kinds of shit. Not even just that. If you're watching this and you don't know, like, you do not have to submit yourself to
I'm gonna turn the light off.
what is it called? A breathalyzer. Yep. Any kind of anything, bro. You do not have to do any of that shit. You can say, I don't want to talk. I want my lawyer. You can say nothing.
You can literally just I plead the fifth.
Yeah. Now they might fuck with you. Now I'm not a convict. I'm not a criminal or nothing. But I did work in a job where there's interrogations. I can say that much. And these motherfuckers will put your ass in a cold ass room or a hot ass room or all kinds of stuff to make you uncomfortable so that the idea of talking seems better. It's like, bro, until we get some information, we're probably going to have to be here for the next 12 hours because my boss said, whatever, all kinds of shit. Just so that you start thinking, like, damn, I'm about to sit up in this cold ass room for 12 more hours, bro. Got your big ass shirt on, sitting like this and stuff. So, anyways, the point is, don't talk. Don't talk, bro. Even if you did wrong, don't talk. Just give yourself a chance, bro, because if you don't take a breathalyzer, they take you to the hospital to get blood tests.
No, you would just have someone pick you up.
It depends. So, like that kid that just crashed, this is something else, too, but let me tell you how he saved himself. And this is not necessarily a good thing, and I'm not encouraging you to commit crimes. But there was this kid that was... We'll call it an internship because he's attending West Point right now. He came down here.
He got out of it?
Kinda, I'm about to tell you. He rented a car when he wasn't supposed to. He's not old enough. And he's on a duty. Like, he's not supposed to be driving. He wasn't supposed to be driving. Wasn't supposed to be drinking. Definitely not supposed to be drinking and driving. Crashed the whip that he wasn't supposed to have. And... yeah, on that Monday morning, I remember I had texted her and I told her, I'm like, yo, this dude fucking crashed. His face is all fucked up. He's going to get a DUI and all this other shit. So he refused to take the breathalyzer and they did take his blood. But basically, whatever happened, because they didn't have the breathalyzer and they said they had to sit on the blood for this amount of time and they said they were going to hold on to it for 5 years or something, like, it ended up being a non-case with Washington State. Like, nothing happened to him in Washington State. What West Point's going to do to him, I don't know. But he went home. Like, he didn't, like, nothing's happening here. Like, yeah, they kind of just, like, I don't know if the blood test was inconclusive or what.
I was going to say, because at certain points, the blood becomes inconclusive. Like, you can't test it.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what happened, but if he would have taken a breathalyzer, his ass probably would be immediately kicked out of the army, immediately in trouble.
So he has a chance.
Yeah, no, they like.
Damn, good for him. Well, not. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said. It's not necessarily the only reason I say it's a good thing is because this kid's literally like 19 years old, and like people do fuck up. He didn't hurt anyone besides himself. Like he fucked his own face up. He didn't kill anyone. He didn't crash into anyone else. He crashed into like a light pole because he was that fucking drunk. And so, like, I literally told him the same thing. I was like, yo, what you did was like real fucking stupid. This is like my second time ever talking to this dude. And I was like, but I do think that you deserve like a second chance. Like, it sucks when people do shit like that and they kill someone at 19 years old because it's like,
you need to pay for something.
Yeah, it's like you have to go to jail, bro. That sucks that it happened like that, but like it's still your fault though.
Yeah, definitely. But the fact that he wasn't able to injure anyone other than himself, like, you got pretty lucky, bro.
They do crazy shit ever since COVID. The DA for King County just dismissed hella cases. Yeah, Washington's weird, man. Yeah, Washington's definitely weird.
Yeah,
They got some weird shit going on.
Yeah.
I was looking up somebody's case the other day, and it was all sealed up, and it's like a case with a child, bro. And I was like, some weird shit going on.
Did you ever find out?
They never hit me back.
Oh,
the clerk never contacted me, and that's the only way I can get access to the rest of the file.
Damn.
This dude got accused of raping 2 little girls.
But he was also a minor at the time. I
Yeah,
will say.
but like he was like,
I'm not saying it's like
he was like 16 and they were like 8, bro.
No, they were like, this doesn't make it better. I feel like
It's
there's
rape.
no way. Yeah, it's bad. But I do want to be like, he wasn't like 30 doing it to like an 8-year-old. He was like 12. I don't remember. 12, 13, 14. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he was 14 and they were in elementary
Like,
school.
yeah.
It was bad.
So, either way, it's bad, but
yeah, so anyways, that was part of the reason I think it was sealed up. They said there were certain things that made the cases confidential and sealed, and if it was like involving a minor, or if the defendant was a minor, some shit like that, I can't remember. But I had to contact this clerk and like show my passport and some other stuff to get information on it. But I have to wait for the clerk to hit me back. She never hit me back. To go to West Point, did you need a recommendation from an elected official? Yes. My senator was... Ooh, forgot his name. That's how long it's been. But yeah, I actually had to go to like this congressman's office and like basically I was like 18 years old in a suit. Like, here's why you should pick me to go to West Point, because they can only select so many people from the congressional district. You have to get that recommendation from an elected official, but they only have so many slots. It's not just like Senator John Kane can just say like, I want all 20 of you kids to go. Like, each congressman gets like one person that they can send, or two people that they can send. If you go to jail for that, it's gonna be bad times, like the guy who did that allegedly. Yeah, I mean, if you did it, you deserve whatever happens to you in jail. He'll have to live in mind jail the rest of his life. No, he took a life. Yeah, to be clear, this kid at West Point didn't kill anyone, just in case you're confused. But I do know people that have killed people drunk driving at pretty young ages. And like, regardless of what a lot of people say, a lot of people have driven drunk before. So lots of people turn their noses up and they're like, well, they shouldn't have been driving drunk. And say, yeah, no, they shouldn't have. But lots of people have done it. Not saying I have, because I'm a saint. But lots of people have. I have to check out, but you're going to be here tomorrow. Maybe. If I'm not on by 6:30, I probably won't be on. But I think I probably will be. I gotta see if Will wants to talk tomorrow. I usually talk to him on Tuesday evening, so. Yeah. I knew what you were talking about. I knew you were talking about the guy with the little girls. I was just saying because Planet Moolah said he'll have to live in mind jail knowing the rest of his life. He took a life, and I was like, make sure he knows that the kid I'm talking about didn't kill anyone. But yeah, Planet Moolah, you're right. It is late. It's basically 9 o'clock. I've been on here for a really long time. So, I think I might get on here tomorrow. I just might. But I also need to I need to start making content again. So I need to make like a video before I get on live or something like that. One of y'all text me an idea of something. Something that, you know what, Planet Moolah? Tell me a situation that you would want to use Spanish in, but you don't know how to say it. And I'll make a short video. If you were to do this, this is how you would say it in Spanish. But anyways, yeah, I'm about to get off. Thanks for watching. It was lit. Why does it say there's 7 people in here? There's no way there's 7 people in here. I was just about to click off. I'm still gonna click off. All right, y'all. See y'all tomorrow. Peace.